It's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 787 for March 11th, 2024. We're actually recording this on Mario Day. I want you to know that.
Indeed.
Oh, it is Mario Day.
There were some big announcements this morning.
Yeah, there were some announcements we'll talk about in the news. Yeah. Mario Day. But on the show this week, we got Anthony.
Yep.
Are you wearing a tie?
No.
we got Terrence.
Well, if that's the case, I got a toilet that could use fixing.
Yeah, get your plunger.
Just cut to me drowning Ken in the toilet. Yeah.
We got Terrence.
It's me.
And we got the Wombat. Man,
what a great day to talk about plumbing video games.
Dude, I am in like mid 90s heaven right now of nostalgia between RZ and
No. You are in mid 90s purgatory.
RZ is great, dude.
RZ might be great. Thing we're gonna talk about isn't.
No, it's really not. It's really not.
And I have.
You want to go? You want to kick this off? You want to get this party started?
Fucking plumbers don't wear ties. Is a piece of shit. Look, I'm gonna say something that's a little nice before I just keep going on about how I fucking hate this game. I like that they got the original actress back to do the intro. I like that they made fun of the fact that it zoomed in on her breasts in the original. Like, she immediately she's like, no, times have changed.
We should probably. So we need. If you've never played this game like Terrence hasn't, if you've
never played this game, no one else has either, because it's not really a game; it's a slideshow.
Yeah, it's a slide. So the only FMV in the game is the intro with the girl, and she talks for like 5 minutes.
No, there's two.
Hollywood from Glow is the girl.
Yeah, she used to be a wrestler, and then she did this.
Yeah, I looked that up, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. What's the other FMV? Which one did I forget?
Isn't it her? Doesn't she do like a striptease?
That's still a slideshow. No, there's no. I beat the game, Anthony. It only takes 90 minutes to beat the game.
I'm pretty sure there's another cutscene. If I'm correct.
I don't know. I beat the game. I did every path.
But regardless, yeah. Well, you didn't. You flogged yourself, is what really happened there, because this is a nightmare.
No, I really wasn't paying attention. I just kept, like, they give you the little map so you can see what choices you've made, and I just went back and made them all.
Yeah, look, I get it. There's something important about preserving bad media too.
Left
I have
speechless.
This is
no.
crazy.
I'm trying to think of the nicest way to put it. What a waste of money. Is a good way to start. I get it. Like Josh Fairhurst, the guy from Limited Run Games, who is the guy who is the mastermind behind this piece of shit.
They own it now, by the way.
They own it. Yep. Oh, I know. Great. Why, I don't know. Anyways, I think they made some good decisions. They got some great people to talk about it, but at the end of the day, this is a waste of time. I am not for like destroying media. I think that's pretty clear in the way I've talked about. I mean, I buy CDs. That should kind of tell you all you need to know about how I feel about media. And not all those CDs are great. Some of them are bought for, like, one of the old jokes on this podcast used to be my console, Eiffel 65.
What do you mean?
Right?
Used to be.
Well, we don't do it a lot, but
back
anymore.
in 3.
But a mega burst, yeah.
Bloody raw.
It's not a good track, but there's some sort of camp value to it, and I understand that there's camp value to Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. But to put this much effort into this game, when there are a plenty of mediocre games that deserve a second chance, to me it's like, what a weird waste of money. It would be like going, this is for Ryan, but it's like going back and remastering Attila. Yeah, which is
you don't want to do that.
a terrible album. Billy Joel before Billy Joel went solo. It is a bad album. It is a bad rock album. It is not worth listening to. You get maybe 5 minutes out of it going, wow, these are bad. And that's kind of it. And I'm sure there's some Billy Joel fans out there that are hardcore that need to own everything he's ever put. But you don't remaster bad music for a reason. You remaster sometimes albums that don't get as much praise as you would hope. There's a label called Numero Group who does just that. Like I've discovered new music through Numero Group because they take artists who didn't have huge successes and they go and curate and write about them and they tell you why there is some value to their music. I'm sorry, there is no value to Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. There just isn't. The cultural impact can be received by watching AVGN talk about it, which is where most people would know this from.
No, yeah, nobody in the documentaries and behind the scenes stuff had heard of this game until he covered it, which cracked me up because like I played it when it came out,
right?
And it's like it was bad then.
And to me, this feels like we're doing it for the meme. And I'm sorry, but there's nothing that's more irritating than doing it for the goddamn meme. It's one thing if it's a joke between friends, but like anytime merchandise is sold about like we're doing it for the meme, guys, we're making the thing. Ugh. Like, look, yeah, I guess this is the definitive version of owning Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Is that an accomplishment though?
I mean, it's only the second version of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Exactly. You know, it's neat. Look, it's neat to see that like they've edited the photos. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty basic filter, but it does do a lot to save the photos from the early 3DO compression. But yeah, it's not a fucking game.
It's really not a game. I will give them credit. Like I don't know if you ever played it, like the original.
No, I've only ever watched it. You don't play it even if you did play the original. No.
Let me tell you how bad. So did you actually play any of it? Did you make it to a choice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. I took the choice where they don't meet right away.
So let me tell you something about the original game. When you swapped between those choices back in the original game, there was there was a 2-second lag, and you had to listen to the entire dialogue before you could choose a different decision. It was awful.
To me, this just, at the end of the day, this feels like just a lot of money put into... And everybody has to be like, no, guys, we're supposed to save bad art, too. The art in galleries... No. Sorry. The art in galleries that may have not been accepted at the time, seeing as how I went to art school... you know, there is a cultural... People aren't making this to nowadays. There's a reason why, like, visual novels even don't look like Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
A JPEG slideshow.
To insinuate that we saved bad art because it was art still, it's like, no, we saved bad art because we as a collective realized it wasn't bad. This product still just shows me that this is a bad game. Sitting there as they fucking kill a joke. It was so smart for like a brief second, and then they just kept doing it so you get to a part, the first choice is when they meet the male character and the female character. And John and Jane. Yeah. So John and Jane meet in a parking lot. And what they did was they got other actors to play them because they started thinking, what if I was a different person? Not a terrible concept. And for a bunch of people that aren't actors, nobody's got a terrible performance. Like, I've heard worse voice acting. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, this is boring.
The intro is like 10 minutes long. Not even joking.
It's not an offense to the senses. It's just boring. And like, there are games that are not boring but are bad. that I think we should be working. Like, we played a bunch of bad games. Most of them I would not save from a fire, and I mean, Plumbers Don't Wear Ties doesn't even come near that list because of how bad some of those games are. It's kind of like how Night Trap, but it's like Night Trap is a game. Night Trap is a game that has a historical value. Plumbers Don't Wear Ties is like only known because Angry Video Game Nerd. And this is where we're starting. Like, Dr. Hyde and Mr. Jekyll
What?
would have been a better save.
Dr. Hyde and Mr. Jekyll.
Sorry, whatever.
Mr.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, whatever. It's a bad game,
I thought that was like
and I wouldn't be surprised if it was called the other. Whatever. Fucked it up. Don't care. It's a bad game, but that would have been a better game to save.
That's totally the tagline for this episode is Dr.
Yeah,
Hyde and
that's
Mr. Jekyll.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Isn't it pronounced Jekyll?
It is not.
That's a joke. That was.
It just feels like wasted effort because they did make like a weird first-person cave.
Dude, that
crypt
with the
thing?
dude that chases you around
Chases
and you
you.
can shoot him with a plunger.
Yeah.
And the dungeon is nothing but you unlocking behind-the-scenes footage. That's all it's for.
Yep, with plumber bucks.
Yeah, which I don't even know how you earn, but somehow I have a lot.
You just earn it by playing the game.
Yeah, I have a lot. So
This game, quote unquote, is wild. What is
it is, and you know what? Here's again. It's not. This is not a "it's so bad it's good" game.
no,
Because I would argue it's more of a weird experiment that failed, and we just kind of moved on. There's
They
a
made a
reason
lot of
why.
these.
You can say that. You can say that about FMV as a whole, pretty much.
but this isn't an FMV
Not
game. That's
FMV.
that's the
That's-
biggest thing.
well-
The misconception of this game is that it's not an FMV game.
And there are some good FMV games, like
no, but
God.
they disappeared.
You're right.
Everybody stopped making FMV as soon as they could start getting graphics that were even remotely close.
But they're back
Sure.
now. There's a
I was
whole.
trying to think of the one that I played that
There's a ton of them now.
FMV games, yeah. I would even argue really, but there's gameplay still. Like they're doing something.
We bring back the weirdest stuff, I swear.
There's a lot of interesting, like weird narrative concepts that they try to do, but it just feels like a bunch of people that were probably in their 20s trying to make a game and really have no talent at all. Like I said to Ken, all these photos would have had to been done with a film camera, most likely.
Hmm.
Because digital cameras, when was this, 1994?
Yeah, it was mid-90s.
95? Digital cameras weren't super accessible. They were out there, but they just weren't commonplace. Now, they could have been done digitally, I guess, but I don't think you would have had the resolution that you even have on the 3DO. You know, and it's early photoshopping effects and stuff. And some of the writing is like, I understand what they were going for, but they should have just made a movie. And like, you know, we can mock the performances, but I don't think any of these people were really actors. I think, I don't remember her name, the lady that plays Jane.
She was Hollywood and Glow wrestling.
Hollywood and Glow, yeah. She's got the most acting experience.
Isn't
Really?
it Donna something?
Sure.
Probably, I don't know.
Sure.
You know,
That's
the
true.
guy ended up, I looked his credit up. He did one other thing that I'm pretty sure he made, which is like this gay rom-com Christmas movie thing.
That's a word salad. That's a lot of That's a lot of things.
I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I just, none of these people are actors, so I'm not gonna make fun of it because it's not like it's not even bad. It's not even bad. It's not even bad in the way that like Resident Evil dialogue was bad. It's just like all right, move on and make your point. Like, you're wasting so much goddamn time on these jokes that just don't hit because you made the joke. I kind of laughed, and then you made the joke again, and I'm like, okay, you go on. And they're like, no, one more time now. And it's like, the rule of threes don't work here. Like, you don't get 3 laughs off the same joke 3
So does it
times in a
have
row.
voiceover? It has voiceover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
it's all
voice.
it's all
It's all
voiced.
voiceover.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
Again, just to me, this is like proof that like it doesn't matter. We remake the worst shit. Just totally
Yeah.
don't stuff that doesn't need to be remade sometimes.
Yep.
This and Last of Us 2. No, but
He ain't lying.
but it's just like from this time period alone, there is so much crap that is worth saving on 3DO. Like, Mercenary would have been a better choice. That would have been interesting. Fuck.
There's no joke around a mercenary though.
No, and that's just it. Like, it just this is a big joke, and to see the money just kind of burned away at this stupid joke just kind of pisses me off. I don't have any hate for these people that did it, but it just, to me, it's like, if you can you have a better reason to remake this game and you didn't? I think that sort of speaks volumes. Like, you played this piece of shit.
Yeah.
And before it was known to the public, really, because you played video games and, not all of us were playing 3DOs at the time. So, I don't know. The whole thing I'm sort of irritated at. It in terms of a remaster, I suppose 100% better than the original. Not
It's
a
not
compliment,
hard.
still.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah. Speaking of remakes, I'm kind of irritated with. I'm just going to segue into the next one because I'm kind of done talking about plumbers don't wear ties, which he does, and I don't think he plumbs shit in this fucking video game. So, another Code Recollection. Boy, it's like pulling teeth every time I'm trying to play this game. Trace Memory was a really good visual novel mixed with puzzle. I think Sing did a really good job of that in the original. I think Arc System Works remade the games because neither of them are actually the original game. Like, obviously Trace Memory had to be remade from scratch because it was never in full 3D. But Another Code R, which is the sequel that only got released in the UK, that is a brand new game, essentially. Like, they've changed, apparently, story elements. Because I quickly looked it up just to see, because they introduced the character, and I'm like, am I supposed to know this character? Because one thing that isn't talked about is that Trace Memory had 2 localizations. They did one for the UK and one for the US. And, like, even getting aside from the characterization of certain characters in the changes, it really does just kind of just push you through and brush by all the elements of Trace Memory. Like, they hit the keynotes and just are like, we're out, goodbye. There's not really a mystery at any point in time. It's pretty disappointing. Going into the sequel, there might be more gameplay, but so far I think I've done 3 puzzles, and that was all of Trace Memory. Which isn't short. It's still an hour or 2. If not more. But it took me longer because I kept stopping, going, fuck, I don't want to play this because it's not fun. Just, wow, what a disappointment. I honestly kind of don't. I was hoping that this would lead to Nintendo remaking Hotel Dusk in the sequel. I don't want them touching it. I'm sorry, like, this is a boring ass game. It's just not fun. Like, visual novels can be interesting. This is not interesting enough at all times to warrant me being in this world. And you have to walk to every part. It's got one of those. Okay, so at one point in Trace Memories part of the story, I watch my dad go through the door, and I was like, I'm gonna follow him because it's been a while since he's left, and it wouldn't let me do it. I had to go and check on my partner character first, which just meant walking up to the room that I knew he went to, looking inside, and then leaving. But I wandered around because I'm like, why am I not allowed to go? They already refused to let me out the door. No, now I can arbitrarily go through that door. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Now, that might be in the original. I don't remember. It's been, God, close to 2 decades, I guess, since I played it. But that type of shit has no place in video games in 2024. Having to go someplace to start an event that doesn't logically make sense. Those two things shouldn't be tied together. So I'm also playing Yakuza Kiwami, and sometimes the stories have you wander to one place and then wander all the way back. It's annoying, but at least it's telling there's a reason why. It tells me its logic. This game just said I shouldn't go out there right now or whatever. I better go check on D, who's the other character. So I go and check on D, and now the door works. But I wandered the house trying to find a key for that room because I was like under the impression I couldn't go outside. It's irritating because I don't care about Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, so that remaster could have been bad, and I would have been like, who cares? This is a game I do care about. The remaster's bad and not fun, and I don't like it. Like, that's just, at the end of the day, it's not going to get a good review score unless the second half of the story, which is the game we never got, turns out to be brilliant, because it doesn't even do a good job of telling the story that was in trace memory. It cuts it down so much that it's like boom, 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 and we're out. And I'm like, there's a lot of other stuff that happened there that explained why these people were doing the things they were doing. Fuck it, whatever. No one cares. It's a game that it's a game that's going to be forgotten that has the Nintendo logo on it, which is always impressive to me because, like,
I mean, people forgot
wow.
It came out already, and it's only been out for what, like 2 or 3 weeks or some shit.
Sure. It's been a misery. Every time I go back to the game, I'm miserable.
I mean, to be fair, in this climate of video games, you got to be something fucking special to be still talked about.
All I had to do was have a few more puzzles, and I probably would have forgiven it. But there's just rooms you enter that there's no puzzle in. And that's so weird, because I remember every room in that first game having puzzles. But I get it. It was a DS game. We can't necessarily translate all the puzzles back. Fine. But then do something. Change them. It's like you've already changed bits of the story, so just change the puzzles. One of the puzzles was identical to the DS game, which was fine, except that it was one of 3. So okay. Pretty easy to figure out, too. It wasn't very hard. I've spent more time wandering around going, what the fuck does this game want me to do? Only to find out, oh, now I can do the thing. Okay. What else have I played? Give me a second here. I'm just looking at Steam. I have played Little Inferno. They added achievements, so I started playing that. I've played some more Saints Row 3 Remastered. I'm gonna say right now, boy, that is a huge. I think it's, in terms of quality of games, I think 3 is the worst of that quadrilogy, excluding Gat Out of Hell.
Man, I love 3.
3 is okay, but 3's whole money system being your upgrades, I hate that shit. That's irritating in Yakuza 0, and it's irritating in Saints Row 3.
God, remember when they rebooted Saints Row? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dead.
I played a bit of Phonotopia Awakening. It's a Metroidvania thing. I wasn't feeling it. I also played Biota, which I also wasn't feeling. Another Metroidvania. what else? There was something else I had played. I thought, anyways. No? Okay, whatever. I can't remember. I did, however, buy Mega Man X Dive offline, which I'm going to be playing later today.
Have you played any of it yet?
No, I will let you know what I think because
Yeah, let me know, because I've played the original version, Mega Man Dive on Mega Man X Dive on mobile, but it's a free to play mobile game,
yeah.
right? It doesn't have all the content sort of there for you like the offline version does. So let me know.
I bought it because it had Mega Man.exe from the Battle Network series.
Yeah, it's got a ton of different characters in it.
Yeah, and I was like, absolutely. I also bought Kingsway and Pool Panic because the news about Adult Swim games that we'll talk about. Yeah. So that's it for me. I just figured I'd bring up the stuff that I just recently purchased, just in case we don't talk about it. But the Mega Man one, I'll let everybody know next week what I think about it.
All right, Terrence, you're up.
All right. That's funny that you talk about one of the games that was like a free to play mobile game that's now on PC, because that's actually one of the ones that I'm playing, which is Star Trek Legends.
Oh God.
And I say right now, it's trash. Okay, you know what? It's not trash. It's glitched. So it's I guess it is trash because it's glitched, because I can't get any further in it. Like I'm stuck. Like it has like so first of all, it's a gotcha setup is what it's, those type of games where you build a squad and there's different classes and they have different moves and you build synergies between the characters, and it's like all characters from Star Trek. So from Captain Kirk to Khan to Captain Sisko, just all these different Star Trek characters. The story that it's telling is kind of interesting, but you like the little tutorial bit has like daily challenges and stuff that you're supposed to do, and you have to clear like this one whole daily thing. Like you have to clear it out to proceed. Well, my thing is glitched on claiming the last thing, and I can't go any further. Like I can't power up my characters. I can't move the story along. I can play like the event stuff and like keep like earning the tokens to get some of the other characters. Like I think the Board Queen is on there and some of the other ones that I guess are like super powerful, but like I can't move the story along. Like it's so it's frustrating, and it's pissing me off because they haven't patched it or done anything or said anything about it. But they announced, "Oh, here's our new ladder for March. We're throwing in these characters," and it's like, "Bitch, fix the game. Don't give me new characters. Like, what the heck?"
No,
Anyway.
they were talking ladder as in WWE 2K ladders. New glitch.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that, because I have some conversation about that later, specifically related to ladders.
You know what? I don't have. I have some. You know what? I can just talk about that because I did play that. I played some WWE 2K24. Which, man, I don't know if that showcase mode just be cheating or what.
So that's where a lot of my conversation is.
Okay. Yeah, man.
I don't want
Go
to
ahead.
step on your game, so you talk first, and then I'll chip in with what I have.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so like I was stuck for the longest time on the Randy Savage Ricky Steamboat match for some reason, like I don't know, like I wasn't getting, like my stamina was running out. No, wait, was it that one or was it the Ultimate Warrior one? It might have been the Ultimate Warrior one. I've had issues with all of them. Like the first two, like the one where you slam Hogan and the actually that was the first match, the Ricky Steamboat and what's his face. That was fine. But like the other ones on there, I've just had issues. Like it doesn't count when I complete like the different tasks that you have to do to move along, the story, which basically is just retelling, what happened in the match, which, Ryan talked about it last week. And it cuts out to, the live action of the stuff where the dude talks over it, which I don't know why they have that dude. Like I don't like that. Like,
It's because he's one of their primary announcers. Like he's one of their lead announcers. So he is the lead announcer on SmackDown.
Okay. See, because I don't know if you. I think you said you don't, but I don't watch WWE. I
No,
watch
I don't
AEW.
either.
Okay, yeah. So like I play this because, these are the characters I grew up with and stuff. So I go like in my universe, I'm totally playing as like Stone Cold. Like I don't, and it's crazy because like all these people that I'm going up against, I have no fucking clue who they are. Like Roman Reigns, I know, and like a few of them, but like most of these kids, I'm like, I don't know who that guy
And
is,
you
but
only
he's about
know
to catch
Roman
a stunner.
Reigns because WWE has pushed him.
Man, I scrolled
Oh
through
yeah,
that roster and I was
We're
like,
on
I don't
we're
know
on
any of
9 years.
these.
9 years, by the way, we're on for the Roman Reigns push.
yeah.
Ugh.
Like what the
He's
hell?
been in the
Like they
promotion
love
for
him.
9 years. Yeah.
Jesus,
Didn't
but
they
yeah.
have didn't they have to like bring back Cena at one point because of him to like
I
give him
mean,
shit publicly?
yes, yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, they've tried. Now, listen, I'll be the first one to admit that what they're doing right now with him seems to be successful, at least from a box office standpoint. But it took them 6 years to get this 3-year run. So
Man.
I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
so that roster is huge. Like, and then to your point that you made last week, um, why is there so many? Because there's like 4 different Stone Colds,
yeah,
and they all have different ratings. And it's like, my brother in Christ, y'all could have made these skins. There was no reason to make this like separate entries. Like, my God, like it's insane.
yeah.
The roster is crazy. Um, but that being said, I do like the game. I played I think that's the showcase match I'm on now is the ladder match with Heartbreak Kid and was it Razor Ramon, I
Yeah,
think?
we're gonna talk about that
Um
one.
oh nice. Okay, good. That's actually where I stopped. So I got slammed, and then I think because I think you play as Razor Ramon.
Yes.
HBK went out. He picked up a ladder from underneath the thing, and he like put it um outside the ring, like leaned it up against the ring post and like the outside gate. I don't know what he was setting up, but I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then I was like, I'm about to turn this off so I can do something else. So that's where I left off. So I'm interested to hear what issues you had. But yeah, I don't like the game is it's okay. I don't like the mini game because I did get to experience that you talked about when you're like punching each other. Like that's kind of
Yeah.
cool that they included that, but the fact that it's a mini game is kind of weird because it threw me off at first because it didn't even tell me what was happening. It just kind of popped up and I was like, oh shit. The only reason I knew what to do is because you talked about it. Um but yeah, that it was kind of cool. Let's see, what else did I play? Oh, so I can tell you that I'm playing it, but I can't talk about it. But I'm playing Rise of Ronin for review. Um, I think there's a preview, something that's later this week where I can go into some details later. And then the final
I'm
review
sorry.
is
I'm
later.
sorry. I'm still laughing
Yeah, what's
that everybody's like, I can tell you I'm playing Rise of Road. Expect my coverage in 6 weeks or
Oh
whatever the
yeah,
fuck.
I saw
It's
that.
so fucking stupid.
Everybody had a picture of like
The,
their
the
PlayStation
PlayStation
desktop
cross
or
media bar. I was like, oh
yep, yep. I was like, y'all doing too
god.
much. Lord Jesus.
You
But
do an
yeah, so
advertise. That is 100% advertising for Sony.
yeah,
That's what that
that's
is.
absolutely.
And I appreciate, I'm not. Sony's been very good to us PR wise. Like they always send us codes. We always get it super early, and I appreciate that. But just the whole
Mhm.
marketing shit behind it just drives me up a fucking wall.
Mhm. Because it's like it's like a wall of it, right? Because especially if like Twitter knows you look at gaming stuff, even if you're looking on your like the following thing, like you end up seeing a whole bunch of because people have reposted it because people that follow this influencer, and I'm like, golly, okay, so everybody got it, cool. But anyways, yeah. So that um also, well, I'm playing this, but I can't talk about it yet. But the Star Wars Battlefront collection. Um,
Which is one of the
I played
top
a lot.
10 most pre-ordered games on PlayStation. We'll talk about that later. Because I was told
I
another
didn't know
game was
that.
going to be on there. Huh, I didn't see it. Crazy.
Nice. Right. Nice. A lot of Final Fantasy 14. Like I said, I'm level 30 on there now. I got my mount. I'm just like I switched, so I danced around some classes. Like I went to the Archist to like try to do the beginning summoner thing, and I was like, I ain't really vibing with this right now, and I switched to the Thermitage, which is basically like the path to black mage, which was fun. But I was like, damn, I'm kind of vibing with the Conjurer, which I don't know why. I've never actually played a healer for real in Final Fantasy 14. So like, I'm going to go down the path and be a white mage. So I've done some dungeons, which is cool. It's kind of nice being in the back and just worried about healing folks, and I ain't have to worry about dodging shit. So like, I'm just, that's kind of fun. But one of the things that they added to this, which I didn't know, you can actually complete the dungeons with NPCs. You don't have to like find a party of people or anything. Like it'll just give you, NPCs to play, which is nice. So you could totally play Final Fantasy 14 like single player if you want it, like by yourself.
So basically, the NPC, so like every dungeon now is run with a tank NPC. Because I used to wait like 45 minutes to get a goddamn tank.
Man, yep, I know. It was rough. Yeah, but now when you go to start a dungeon, it gives you a choice. It's like, do you want to do this with NPCs or with other players? And I was like, oh shit! Like, so yeah, that's actually super
I used
cool.
to remember like putting like the sit down emote while I was waiting on the dungeon to queue. I was like, oh my god.
Yep, yep. Yeah, that wait be something. See, and as a healer, like I'm in there quick. Like as soon as I go in there, like and say I want to do it, like I'm matched, like right away.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
I'm sure tanks are too.
Yeah. But so that played a whole lot of that. Loving it. What else did I play? Oh, so I played because I owe you reviews. So I finished up I have to actually write the reviews, but I finished up my gameplays for Slave Zero, which that game is just weird. It's weird. Like I don't know how like the review is going to be weird. Like I don't know. Like it's just weird. The Outlast Trials, which is yikes. That's something. It's wow. Like it's wild. Like so the level that I played. Go ahead. Which would say?
I was gonna say on the Slave Zero thing. Sorry, I know roll back one game, but I'm still weirded out by the fact that anybody decided to even make that game related to Slave Zero.
It has nothing to do with the original game that I could tell.
Yeah, other than mechs.
I never played the original game, so I don't even know.
The original game was like
you're in a suit.
Yeah, it was a giant mech, and it was like a third-person shooter.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, that's absolutely not what, because this is a side scroller.
It's action. It's like Devil May Cry in 2D.
And the robots didn't look as anime.
No, they didn't. They look like just like big monster robots.
Like
yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is okay. Interesting. All right.
It's a weird game.
It's weird, and I don't like its control. Like I guess it's meant for like the hardcore people or something, because like it doesn't tell you anything other than here's attack, here is this.
Oh no, it tells you everything. You just forgot because it gave it to you in a fucking info dump at the beginning.
Actually, you know what? That's probably what that is.
It literally goes through like 25 move sets before the first level, and I'm just like,
oh my god, I do remember Slave Zero. I did play that. Holy crap! Yeah, this doesn't have anything to.
Yeah, that was a Dreamcast game. It was that. Yeah,
it's one of the few Dreamcast games I own.
Yeah, it's a good game.
It was. Yeah. Wow. I don't understand how they worked. Okay. Anyway, I'll write a review. Y'all can read about it. Just know it's weird.
Apparently, sorry, quickly. It's apparently a prequel to Slave Zero, and there's a prequel to that is a Doom or a Quake mod.
Yeah, it's the new Quake remaster. There's a mod for it that you can play, which is essentially just Quake in that universe.
Wait.
What the fuck?
It's free too.
Quake mod is the prequel to Slave Zero X, which is itself the prequel to the original.
Both Slave Zero X and the mod are relatively new.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
All right then.
Some motherfucker out there is really into Slave Zero. I'm just gonna say that.
I was about to say, like, man, somebody is like, man, Slave Zero, man, we gotta get on this. I just feel like that's fine. Anyway, Outlast Trials is different. I don't know. It's Left 4 Dead, or not Left 4 Dead. Excuse me, I made that mistake last week. What is the name of that game? Jesus Christ.
I don't think it's
the one where it's got every other character.
Dead by Daylight. It's Dead by Daylight. I'm sorry. It's Dead by Daylight. So, but it's not, there is no person controlling the killer. The AI does. So the AI controls all the bad guys, and like the 4 people just have to, escape them. So you have no real attack. You can pick up bricks and stuff to kind of throw at them or distract them and stuff like that. So it's all about, hiding and being sneaky. So it's like kind of a multiplayer version of
Friday the 13th. It's the same asymmetrical shit.
yeah. Yeah, just with the AI. So you're
Yeah,
just
basically it's a horde mode against one dude.
Yep, essentially. And I mean, I think it's more about the shock of some of the imagery and stuff, because there's one of the monsters that has like a drill puppet that she opens her mouth and a drill comes out, and there's a scene where, because there's a lot of puppets and mannequins throughout, because there's scenes in the game, there's pitch black where you have to have a use your night vision to see and stuff, but there she's like drilling a puppet dressed in a nun outfit.
I'm sorry, what did
drilling,
you just say? Did you just say he was drilling a puppet with a maid outfit? What?
No,
Yeah.
it was a
No.
puppet, a drill puppet with a nun outfit.
Okay, he said it just sounded like he said he was drilling a puppet with a nun outfit.
Am I the only person that's not afraid of puppets?
No, I'm not afraid of puppets.
Like, what the fuck is with this whole thing about puppets, like Puppet Master and stuff? Like, take your hand. I'm gonna. If you gotta say puppet with a serial killer.
You gotta say puppet with a Scottish accent.
Puppet.
He's a puppet.
It's
a puppet.
If someone comes at you with a puppet that has a drill and is wearing a maid outfit, the puppet wearing a maid outfit or nun outfit, sorry.
Puppet.
Pull. Here's my pro gamer tip. You pull the puppet off their hand and then break their fingers, and then you can put the puppet back on, and I'm pretty sure we've crisis averted.
Kermit was a puppet.
It's kind of like how you should deal with in D&D every mage. You have to do little hand motions to cast your spell, not if your fingers are broken.
Wow,
man, I never thought about that.
That's dark.
That's good. Yeah, but
it's a good D&D strat.
Yeah, I never thought about it. I have to remember that.
I'm
almost done. I promise. I finished Spider-Man 2. That was really good. It was an excellent game. Excellent
Great
story.
outfit you unlocked for Miles.
Jesus Christ, man! Listen, that final suit that you're forced to wear, like, it's bad enough. And I said this to y'all in the chat. It's bad enough that they put my man out here in a fucking Killmonger, but then they give him the suit that has like the cutout so that he can show off
the Killmonger window.
Yeah, the Killmonger window. Like, what the
That's
hell?
All right.
And you know what? Like, the whole time, I'm sorry, let me say this real quick. The whole time I'm playing the game, and it transitions from cutscenes to Miles, and he's in the suit. I'm like, now how the fuck is that suit so like straight on his head when he got Killmonger hair? Like, how is this working?
Yeah, how is it not lumpy under the mask?
Right, like, how is this so smooth?
I sent Terrence the message. Okay, but what if Miles had the Killmonger, but the costume covered each piece of it individually?
Yeah.
individual like little socks for the dress.
Yes.
I sent him back. I was like, "Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby."
Motherfucker, that's why this game cost $300 million. Didn't you know?
That's why the Killmonger. Oh man, okay, but listen. Aside from, oh god, that man's hair, it was really good. Like, it was an excellent story. I'm very anxious to see what happens next. 1 second. Had to clear my throat. Very anxious to see what happens next. With some of the side missions that I finished. Like, I'm going to go back and finish up the others, because Ryan kind of gave me a set of ones to do. But yeah, that game is really good. I haven't finished it though. Like I said, I'm not mad that it didn't win Game of the Year. I know some people were, that it didn't get up there. Like, granted, I didn't play everything on PlayStation, so I don't know. But as good as it was, I do think the stuff that won, I think for me, it was better than Spider-Man. But that's not taking anything away, because that game is great. I think that is it.
I think Spider-Man would have won had Baldur's Gate not released.
No, it still wouldn't have beat Zelda.
Yeah, I think Zelda would have won.
Oh yeah.
For all your gameplay stuff, maybe. But
yeah,
I don't know if it would.
I personally had Spider-Man ranked higher than Zelda, but I don't think that would have been a common sentiment.
No, it just
Okay,
Zelda's
maybe.
just too. There's too much. Zelda's too much.
I just think with all the how good the acting and everything is, and how amazing that game looks, and how it technically runs and everything, I could have seen it in another year winning. Maybe not against Zelda. I don't know. I fell off of that Zelda game pretty quick.
You just look at it from a zeitgeist perspective. Zelda was on people's minds for like months. Baldur's Gate was on people's minds for months. Spider-Man was like 3 weeks.
True.
I mean, it's just the way that kind of stuff works.
I think, having played it now, I probably would have put Spider-Man above Zelda too. It was good, and the acting is really good. Also, man, that is a shame that they give that girl, and I don't know her name. I don't disrespect her, that girl, that woman that plays Mary Jane a hard time. I think she was great.
Yeah,
nobody's worried about her acting, Terrence.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I think her look was even fine. Like I don't understand, man. I think I'm just.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Why isn't she a model?
No,
I don't know. The same reason why Peter's not a douche like he is in the comics currently.
I mean, look at the way the internet reacted to that Stellar Blade, and you have your answer.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Yeah,
Aloy would be a lot prettier if she smiled.
Or if she wore makeup. That was my favorite.
That's what it was. It was
but she has like the face paint stuff, so
she has face paint. Yeah.
But
that's what makeup is. It's just face paint.
Yeah, but no, they put her in like actual modern makeup.
Dude, I saw that image floating around of the 4 I fixed these characters things this weekend, and I was like, what the fuck?
I saw that.
Including the character from Fable getting another full face of modern makeup.
I don't think she got makeup. I think she got a whole new goddamn head.
Well, she did. But
she did. Yeah.
In addition to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like I just telling my wife, like I think I'm old now. I've reached that to where I just don't understand.
You're just not quite horny enough for the.
Yeah,
that's what it is, I guess. Because go ahead.
You got to play the game with 2 hands anyway. So I don't know what the hell you're.
I mean, some of these people have figured out other ways.
Man, see, now why can't y'all cure cancer? We out here figuring out how we can, play the game and pleasure. Come on now, surely we can get a cure for cancer out here.
I don't know. If you're doing that, you stay the fuck away from me.
If you're doing that, you might be cancer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh my God, this Aloy picture.
Oh,
wow.
You've never seen that? Yeah, that's what they think she should look like. I'm like, come on, man, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Jeez, yeah, I don't want to go on and on, but yeah, that Spider-Man game was great. She did a wonderful job. She looked fine. Like she looked like it. There was nothing wrong. Like that game was great. The acting was great. Like the polish was there. I guess I'm coming in with the new game plus, so I can actually go back because I think that just launched, and they gave you some suits, like 2 Hellfire Gala suits, and Miles has the Killmonger window for his.
Yeah, of course he does.
For God's sake.
Can somebody...
Peters is awesome.
What if we just bombard Insomniac enough that say, like, well, yeah, but he could leave DNA, so you need to sock every single Killmonger?
No, I'm doing this. Don't do this. Because
no, I think we should. Because I think that'll push it to the point where people start realizing how absurd it is that black people have one haircut. In video games now.
It's funny because half of the dialogue around the Dragon's Dogma character creator was, look how many black hairstyles there are, and there's like 8.
I haven't downloaded it yet. Hey man, listen, for the longest time, all we had was the afro and the fade. So we get there. We get there.
I was impressed with.
You had 70s Blade and 90s Blade. Those were your 2 options.
I mean, you said you're good for life.
I love that you've put it in context of just the decade of Blade.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
That worked. That was good. Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's all I played. You can move on to Ryan.
All right. So I played. I finished Mega Man 5 and 6. 5. Let me just spell it out for folks who either haven't played those two games or haven't played them in a long time. 5 is worse than you remember, and 6 is better than you remember.
I remember 5 being really bad, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's not good. The bosses are bad. The levels are not good. It's way too easy until you get to the end, and then it's way too hard. It's not a good Mega Man game. Neither is 4, by the way. Just so everybody's aware. 6, I think, is better than both 4 and 5. That's my personal opinion.
Didn't that game come out like after the Super Nintendo did?
Oh yeah, 1990. Both 5 and 6 did. 1993 for 6.
Jesus Christ!
To the point that both 5 and 6 have the what I affectionately refer to as the Street Fighter Capcom opening, with the kind of song.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
They both have that in NES style. Both those games do. So but yeah, 6. The rush powers are cool, even if the power one is a little underutilized. You're really mostly in the game just using it to break blocks. It's a problem that basically 4, 5, and 6 all suffer from. I know some people disagree with me on 6, but there's very few robot powers that are at all useful unless you're using them against a boss. The first 3 games do a pretty good job of giving you chances where sometimes the powers that you're using are the best way to get past certain enemies without taking a whole bunch of damage. 4, 5, and 6 just don't do a good job of that with some of the powers. That, for example, Nightman's power in 6 has absolutely no use anywhere in the game, except for when you're fighting Centaur Man. That's it. It's the only time you use it the entire game. I mean, it's 6 is a good game that is still the 4th best Mega Man game on NES. So outside of that, I'm trying to think of some stuff I played before I get back to WWE. I played some Helldivers this weekend. Jay and I played some on Friday night, and then Terrence and I played some yesterday. Man, that mech suit is fucking awesome.
Man,
just so awesome. Good. And if they end up coming out with updates that let you configure what you want the arms to be, that's going to be even better. But I don't have the railgun unlocked, so I can't comment on the railgun nerfs. But I can tell you the breaker nerfs, it was a significant enough change. Not the recoil so much. The recoil I didn't notice so much. The ammunition, you wouldn't think having 3 less shots per reload is a huge deal, but it makes a big difference. And it's still a very usable weapon, but the nerf did what it was supposed to do, which is make me try some other weapons as well. And so I unlocked a version of the Liberator, I think it is, which is the starting assault rifle, but it's a medium armor penetration version. And that thing wrecks against the robots. It's not as great against the bugs. It's burst fire, so and it runs out of ammo relatively quickly, but against the robots it mows them down. And then when I was playing with Jay, I got to use the arc thrower, and that thing is also really good against both, actually. But it can be dangerous. Like you gotta be cautious of where you're standing. And the flamethrower, the buffs they have done to that make it absolutely eat against the bugs. I mean, it
yeah.
takes them down real fast, but it's also the drawback is it's very dangerous. So I did see a rumor that they were adding a set of armor that has electricity resistance, presumably for people who either play with or around folks who have the arc thrower or use the Tesla coil. So it makes me hope that they'll release armor that has fire resistance so that flamethrower folks don't have to worry about their own flames killing them. Because it is very easy to set a bug on fire and have them jump right in your face and end up
fire.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that game is amazing. It continues to be tremendous, and the additions they've got coming to it make me very excited. The new weapons and armor that that got leaked this morning.
I saw that. Yeah.
They look pretty cool. So I'm excited to see what they add to this game. And, based on Helldivers 1, there's still an entire enemy faction that they haven't added yet. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah,
and other vehicles.
There's
other vehicles too. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm really looking forward to them continuing to add to this game. And I do wonder, I mentioned this to Jay when we were playing on Friday, I wonder if adding like the personnel carrier and the Warthog-like Jeep vehicle is a precursor to them expanding the map size on some of the maps. Because right now, the maps are scaled for you to run, and yes, the Jeep would make it a lot faster to accomplish secondary objectives and stuff, but the timing and the map size right now is built for you to be able to, finish all of the objectives on the map and still have, 10% of your time left when you extract. So I wonder if we're not going to get vehicles and an increase in map size, not for every map, obviously, but for some of them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But anyway, that game it's pretty much the only game I think about right now. So another game that I think about, but not for the same reasons, is WWE 2K24. So again, I said a lot about it last week. I won't say that much about it this week, but if you liked last year's game, you're going to like this one. It's basically the same game with some additions. I will say I have not seen a clipping problem since the patch. So, maybe that's luck. Maybe it's the patch. I'm not sure, but I haven't had any clipping issues since the patch. So that's good. Before I get to the stuff about Showcase, so I played Universe Mode. For anybody that doesn't know, Universe Mode is basically their sandbox where you can, control basically all the storylines that are happening, all the matches that are happening across all three brands. Like you can basically build your own WWE sandbox in Universe Mode. It functions, pretty much the same way it always has. They did bring back, which is nice, the Superstar mode in Universe Mode, where you control one current WWE wrestler. And you can use creative wrestlers in that as well. And basically, you just follow them show to show. And you have some limited control over, you have opportunities where you can say, I want to challenge for a championship, and then it'll book a championship match for the next pay-per-view for you. Or I want to wrestle tonight in a no-holds-barred match, and it'll book a no-holds-barred match for you. Which it's cool, and it's their substitute for not having a real true career mode with regular wrestlers. The only career mode they have is the MyRise mode, which I talked about last week. And then I played my GM mode as well. They've expanded that mode a little bit. There are now multiple championships per brand, as opposed to last year's game where you had a men's champion and a women's champion, and that was it. Not every brand, it appears, has women's champions. It seems to be somewhat historical, I guess, because I was ECW, and instead of a women's champion, I had a world champion, a set of tag team champions, and a television champion, which is what ECW had. So I'm not sure if WCW is the same way. I would have to play to see, but don't expect. I did not know that when I drafted my ECW brand, and so I drafted half and half male and female superstars, and wish that I hadn't, because I had no belt for the women. So it's the same. You draft your roster. You have a certain set amount of money that you can spend on the draft, and then whatever you end up saving that you don't spend at the draft, you can spend on different match types. You can spend on free agents. You earn money every week, and the goal every week is to put on a show that does better star ratings and better adds more fans than the other shows you're competing against. And so now we get to the recurring problem with this fucking game, and it was the same problem last year. They give you the most dumbass objectives to complete, both in that mode and in My Rise and in the showcase. So the one that I got that just absolutely gobsmacked me. So in GM mode, Triple H gives you a special objective every week when you book your show, and you basically get additional rewards from it. And it was the week of a pay-per-view for me, and the objective was don't have a match from your most popular superstar this week. And it's like, it's the fucking pay-per-view. My most popular superstar is the champion. So my choice is either fail the objective or have a pay-per-view without my champion, which is, it's stupid. It's nonsensical. And it makes it clear that for that mode, they just take a handful of scenarios and you just pick them out of a hat with no consideration for any of the context.
Virtual Vince McMahon had gotten himself into a little bit of trouble, so he needed to have you virtually cover up for him.
Right. Yeah, I guess when we're talking about the company that just had the Rock come back and attempt to blow up a popular WrestleMania main event and then have to turn heel to save it, I guess it's not as far-fetched as I assume. But no, it just pulls the curtain back a little bit on the mechanics, where it's like you want people to think this is like a some sort of sophisticated system, and it's not. You just got a bucket of objectives, and every week it randomly pulls one out, which is, I don't know, kind of worthless. But showcase.
Oh man, I pulled hate crime again. Come on.
So speaking of hate crimes, Hulk Hogan. No, I'm just kidding. So in the showcase mode, so I was on the same, or at least my comments are based on the same match that Terrence is on right now. So the showcase mode, as we've discussed, is the one where it bounces back and forth between live action and real, or and the game, and you have objectives to complete and blah blah blah. So after skipping several WrestleManias for seemingly no reason, because there are matches they could have done on those shows. I mean, they could have done for example, Savage Warrior, which was Savage's at the time retirement match, because they had both those guys on roster, and just didn't. And not only didn't, but chose to do 2 matches from a prior WrestleMania, including Warrior Rude, which in my opinion is a worse match to choose than Savage Warrior. But anyway, You get to the ladder match with Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, and so the first objective they give you is block or reverse an attack. Okay, well that's easy. You can do that in 2 seconds at the beginning of the match. Then the objective they give you is hit Razor's signature chokeslam. Okay, but that's a signature move. And
build it up.
You don't start with meter, right?
Yep.
So if they were going to make that a signature, if they wanted to make that an objective, right, then what they should have done is had you start the match with signature bar. If they were trying to make it seem like, hey, we're trying to make the match close to historical here, so we're going to give you signature bar to start so you can accomplish this objective. No, you have to build it up. So it does not go quickly. It takes a decent amount of time to build up signature bar in this game. So I build up signature bar, right? And I finally get it built up. And I go to hit Shawn Michaels with my chokeslam, and he reverses it. And so all my signature bar goes away, and I have to build it all back up again. Well, in the meantime of building it all back up again, he knocks me down, sets up a ladder in the middle of the ring. I'm not that hurt, so it's like, okay, well, it's fine. I'm gonna catch him before he gets the belt down anyway. So I stand up, I start walking towards the ladder, and you come across my second gripe in this game, which is the way managers are handled. So Diesel, of course, is at ringside for this match. And as my character stands up to walk to get Shawn Michaels off the ladder, he is magically commanded by Diesel to stop attempting to get Shawn Michaels off the ladder, turn around, walk to the ropes,
yes,
and talk with Diesel.
Oh my God!
So,
yes.
So while Shawn Michaels is at the top of the ladder, getting the belt down, right? Razor is locked in position, having an animated conversation with Diesel at ringside. And so I lost the match.
Nice.
So I'm like, well, that's annoying because yes, manager distractions are a thing that happens, but even the stupidest kayfabe wrestler isn't going to talk to the manager at ringside while his opponent is climbing a ladder. Like it doesn't happen. So I'm like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. I got, Diesel used his, magical commanding Dungeons and Dragons voice to make me walk to the ropes and talk to him. So I start the match over again. And I have to build up to the chokeslam again. So I build up to the chokeslam again. And I go to hit Shawn Michaels with it, and guess what? He reverses it again. So I build up the momentum again. I go to give Shawn Michaels a chokeslam, and guess what? He reverses it again. So I build up the chokeslam, the signature momentum again, and I actually hit him with the chokeslam this time. And so it takes me, to the next, grapple him and do this, and then it takes you to the cutscene. So it takes me into the cutscene, and they do much cooler stuff in the cutscene than I can actually do in the game. And it comes back to live action, and it gives me 2 new objectives. And we get in the ring, and I run at Shawn Michaels, and the game crashes.
Jeez. I haven't had a crash yet.
So it crashes me all the way out to the Xbox dashboard. So I go back into the game and get, build myself back up again to the chokeslam, and he reverses it the first time again. So I'm guessing I don't know if it's built to have him reverse you every time, or if it's because it's so early in the match and he's not that tired yet, and that's why he's reversing it every time. But literally, of the 5 times that I tried to do this move to accomplish this objective, I got reversed on 4 of them. Which is the same reversal happy bullshit that they've been doing in this game for 10 years. And so I don't know. it's not a game that I can give a bad rating to because it is essentially last year's game, which was, a surprisingly good effort after some previously horrible ones, including 2020, which is one of the worst games I've ever played. But at the same time, after 10, 11 years of this, I'm just done. Like I'm just done. I'm bored with this game and the structure and the, hey, now the showcase is this and it's 40 years of WrestleMania, so we're going to cover 40 years of WrestleMania, but we're going to skip a whole bunch of WrestleManias for no reason.
Yeah, I was confused by that.
It goes straight from WrestleMania 10 to WrestleMania 13.
What the heck?
You could have had Undertaker Diesel. Both are here. You could have had Shawn Michaels Diesel. Both are here, right? You could have had the one of the number one matches in the history of the promotion in terms of work rate is the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12. Not only is the match not in the game, WrestleMania 12 is not in the game. So, and if there are people who are saying, well, it's an hour-long Iron Man match, you can't expect people to play an hour-long match. Guess what? None of these matches go as long or as short as their real-life matches did.
Right.
So you can use the cutscenes to skip time ahead. You don't have to make it an hour-long match just because the real match was an hour-long match. But to have both Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in this game and not do the WrestleMania 12 match is just stupid. It just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a game that I can't say it's a bad game. I just can't. But it is a game that I am so fucking bored of. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the same stupid problems every year. I'm tired of the same stupid modes and we got all this shit in my faction that you can do. I don't care about that. I don't care about your card mode bullshit. I don't care about it. Oh, we added some new titles to GM mode. Guess what? It's still not as fun as Extreme Warfare Revenge was in 1999. Like, it's a boring ass game. It just is. And I know there'll be some people who are mad at me for that and some people who will say, yeah, but it plays so much better. Yes, it does. It does. It absolutely does. And for the 2 hours that you can be entertained playing it by yourself, that's great. But after that, it's boring as shit. So yeah, that's my feelings on WWE 2K24. And I will have my review done soon and then expose that to the world. It's not going to get a bad score because, like I said, there's no real reason for me to give it a bad score. It's competent. It's just boring. And yeah, that's it.
All right. I can't talk about what I played the most, unfortunately. So what did I play that hasn't been talked about yet? Oh, Berserk Boy. I played that. I wrote my review this week.
Yeah,
that game is
I'm
good.
anxious to hear how that is.
So,
do you feel like you liked it better after playing the full game than you did after the demo?
I do like it, the full game more than the demo, but you have to understand, like, people are comparing it to Mega Man. It's got a little Mega Man in there, but it also has a little bit of Mega Man Battle Network with a hub world, and the gameplay is more Gunvolt Chronicles. So it's very actiony. It's not like precision platforming. And like there's 5 robots, and when you beat them, you get like these abilities that help you traverse the world more than they help you beat bosses.
Gotcha.
So it's
more my thing. Cool. Got it.
Yeah. Like this game is totally your jam, and it's a lot of excuse me. It's a lot of like fast-paced action. It's very, very much like a Gunvolt game where you want to swap between your abilities while doing your movement and also attacking enemies, and it's much faster. The bird is pretty cool, like the fact that he is always there with you. I like the art style. It gives me a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like more detailed Super Nintendo kind of style as opposed to
Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it have faded color?
I don't remember. I'll be honest with you.
No, it's not. It's pretty bright.
No, but let me just quickly. I'll tell you if it's going for that because remember, early Game Boy games were super bright because you didn't have a back screen. Yeah, this is very much Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, it's very much that era, and it looks good in motion. It looks really good in motion. The stages are fun. You will be revisiting a lot of the stages, so like once you get a certain power, you go back through them because you got to grind for currency, and currency you use to buy like permanent upgrades, so like to upgrade your health and upgrade your meter and all that stuff. So you'll be doing a lot of backtracking, which that part becomes a little tedious. But the stages are fun enough that it didn't bother me too much. It's a good game. Like
it's got music by T. Lopez, who did the music for Sonic Mania.
Yes, that was another point. Yeah, I put that in my review. Like the music is really good. Like it's really good. It's a very good game. Like
this just reminded me. Ryan, you're not going to play Mega Man and Bass, right?
I played Mega Man and Bass.
Yeah.
Already?
Dude, that game's old.
No, I meant as your. I meant through.
His new playthrough. Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. I likely will. Yes.
Do you play the Super Nintendo version or do you play the Game Boy version?
When I played it the first time, I played the Game Boy version, but I haven't played it since.
Play the Super Nintendo version. Play the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, I think I have access to that. So.
Because I played that Game Boy Advance version. It is rough.
Son of a bitch! There's a Mega Man kart game only in Japan, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah, it's Power Rush, isn't it?
Oh man,
Power Battle.
I need to go find this game now. I totally forgot it existed.
It's in the Battle and Chase.
Yeah, it was in the Anniversary Collection on Xbox and PlayStation 2.
Yep. I have that Anniversary Collection somewhere. I need to see if I can dig that out.
It was PlayStation or Super Nintendo? Which I don't.
PlayStation.
Okay. I need to dig up the original and go play that. Remember when they put out all 6 of those on PlayStation in Japan? Had that sweet ass box art.
Yep.
Didn't it redo the music though?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think those are as good as the original chip tunes. I know that's like a weird thing to say, but it's just
Mega Man music is like top 10 music of all time in gaming.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I think it's part of what those soundtracks are like feel like rock and roll, and as soon as you try to transcribe that into rock and roll, you have to make some serious changes. And they just kind of sound like MIDI versions, I'm pretty sure, in the PS1.
Man, I did not like the Wily Wars versions of those songs.
I don't like the Wily Wars.
Wily Wars is awful. Like the slowdown and the control just does not feel good at all.
Listen, nothing Mega Man related is worse than the DOS versions of Mega Man.
Oh, dude, those aren't even Mega Man games, though.
Yeah, at least those are their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why I sent that like I was saying to Ryan last night when for anyone that doesn't know, there's apparently a NES emulator that allows you to put on like new graphic.
Yeah, Messen, or whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah. And the the Mega Man one is taking the graphics from the Wily Wars, but playing it like the NES game.
I like the way the Wily Wars looked. I just didn't like the way it played.
But I'm just saying, like, it plays like the NES game, but it looks like the Wily Wars, which is really awesome.
So, bitch, I was just thinking about something. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. God damn it, what was it? That's going to drive me crazy.
And also one of the worst Mega Man games, I think, is Battle Chip Challenge.
Oh, I remember what it was. Didn't the DOS versions of Mega Man skip from 1 straight to 3? Like they didn't have a 2?
They did, and they also had completely different bosses.
Yeah. Like the bosses.
One of them's a completely different game. Like it doesn't really play like normal Mega Man's. I think the first one does, sort of.
Like
it does. The first one does. The Mega Man 3 on DOS is like a completely. It's not Mega Man 3. It's a completely different game with completely different bosses.
Yeah.
It's just called Mega Man 3.
And there's big ass arrows all over the stage, tell you where to go.
It's one guy too that basically made it. Really good video from Gaming Historian on it.
Oh man. But yeah.
Those games are bad. Don't play those.
No, not even nostalgia-wise. Don't play those. They're very bad.
But speaking of games that could use a really interesting remake, that's something that would be interesting.
Well, you mean like a Capcom 2D HD Mega Man game or something?
No, not even that, but more like take the PC games and turn them into traditional Mega Man experiences.
Didn't they recycle some of the bosses in those games, though?
Not that I know of.
Oil Man, I think. Oil Man.
No, Oil Man. Hold on.
Oil Man.
I'm pretty sure Oil Man was in one of them.
I think you're right. I think he was.
Hey man, that design of him in that
yes,
comic,
he was.
that was
he's
hard.
He's in Mega Man 3
yeah.
on DOS.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, the Mega Man 3 bosses on DOS are Torchman, Bitman, Sharkman, Waveman, Oilman, and Blade Man. And so Waveman comes back for 5, and Oilman comes back in Powered Up.
Do they even look similar?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think.
Man, how did the DOS versions get Torchman? Like, how was that not in another Mega Man game?
Right. Well, they probably figured. What was the? Is it Fireman that looks like a torch anyway?
I mean, he does, but then we also had Heat Man, which looked like a fucking Zippo lighter.
Yeah.
Flame Man, who had a turban.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, they keep his turban in the Mega Man EXE games too.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of
so the Mega Man 6 does have some stereotypes in it, for sure.
Still
they
only
don't
one
go
woman.
away.
Still only one woman, right? And 9. Splash Woman. Which she's like that's the best stage in that game. I'm not,
It's funny because now that you mention it, are there other?
That's the only woman.
I think Roll is the only woman in the EXE games.
Yeah, there's no other women boss robots. What the hell?
Well, it's because they had the foresight to know what the internet would do to women robot designs.
I mean,
so they was like, "Nah, we gonna skip it."
I can't anymore with these. Also, you should play Return to Grace. That game is very good. I'm enjoying playing a little bit of that from time to time. It's on Game Pass. It's just a like puzzle exploration first-person game. It takes place on like a deserted space station. Pretty cool. And I think, I played WWE a little bit. Played some Overwatch. Played some Madden.
Is Return to Grace supposed to look like an old,
like 60s
game?
Like it's got that filter over it.
It looks like Myst.
Yeah, except it's not point and click. It's actual like.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with that extra, the HUD, you can see part of the helmet. And
which eventually she takes off because like they fixed the oxygen in the station. So.
Okay, because I was gonna say this whole thing looks like pre-rendered.
Yeah, no, it's a good game. I'm enjoying it. Like, I really like the dialogue, and I like that there's like all these different AIs that you talk to and have different conversations with. It's a cool game. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna finish the Battle Pass in Overwatch, and I'm not playing anymore this season.
Are you tapping out?
Man, that game is just so bad right now. It's so bad. But I need my Moira Mythic because that's my character. I'm like level 75, so just 5 more levels of pain, and I'll be done.
Yeah, you're almost there. That is a cool skin. I saw that.
I didn't play all week, And then Friday night I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see what it's like. It's bad. It's so bad.
Man.
It's just that game has just gone to shit. I feel like it's dying. I'm gonna get my skin. I still don't know why they put it as one tank. That game has got progressively worse ever since they removed second tank. And it just keeps getting worse. So. But no, that's it. I think that's it for me. I got a couple games I'll talk about. Maybe not next week. No, I still don't think I can talk about that until like around the 20th. I think is when I can talk about that. So. But let's talk about what's out this week. It's a pretty good week. Not gonna lie, there's some good shit here. We got Contra Operation Galuga. This is Xbox Series X and PS5. For the Warp, Cyber Trash Statics, Llamasoft, the Jeff Minter story, which is the next Digital Eclipse.
It should be interesting. Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I'm playing it, so I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
You don't know who Jeff Minter is?
Jeff Minter?
Tempest?
No, I do not.
Tempest?
No. What is
really?
that?
You don't know what Tempest is?
Maybe. What is it? Describe it.
I mean, it's like an
arcade game.
Yeah, it's an arcade game. Basically like a shooter where you've got that little like claw-looking thing at the bottom, and you've got the lines going up and stuff coming towards you, and you got to move around and shoot it.
Almost looks like you're in a funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, yep, I know what yep, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he's made a lot of games over the years. So, like, I think most of them are on this collection, if I remember correctly, like 40 some odd games.
Except for that one, right? That one that he had to take down because Atari sued him.
Yeah, that one's not, and obviously the VR one's not on here.
TXK?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember when that came out. Like, it made a big deal about it, and then it just disappeared. Violet Wisteria, Bing and Wonderland, Cartel Tycoon, Crown Wars: The Black Prince, Dungeon Drafters, Highwater, Rebel Transmute, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, MLB The Show 24, Outcast: The New Beginning, and PJ Masks.
Oh shit, that's out?
Outcast? Yeah, it's out this week. There's a demo of it up if you want to check it out.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what it's on.
It's on everything. It's on everything except Switch, I think.
Nope, it's not. It's I'm gonna have to play it on PC.
Well, when you say okay, so Anthony, we're at the point now where most shit ain't coming to PS4. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, I don't know. THQ Nordic, don't question anything. They're fucking hungry for money.
Motherfuckers, it's been 4 years. Let's go.
I mean, yeah.
It's been 4 years. Demo. It's only gone up in price. What a great way to get me to buy a console.
It's about to go up even more.
Yeah.
Actually, it went down in price. Like this weekend, I saw you could get a
PS5. That's fine.
You get a PS5 for
off up here.
Well, but you can get a PS5 for $399 for the digital, $449 for the disc, and I saw Series X's for down to like $310. So
I have not seen Series X go on sale up here at all.
Oh wow, yeah, I saw was it last weekend I saw for like $350, and then this weekend I saw for like $310. So, and I know the S is constantly at like $200 around here. But God, who wants that potato, right? Am I right?
Right.
What else we got? Little Cities Bigger. Melatonin. The fuck is this? LB or IB? That's just it. It's just two letters.
Ib. It's IB. It's
okay.
Ib. It's a in that RPG Maker horror game. I think Ib is the one where it's a girl that goes around a art gallery.
All right.
It's actually got a. Hold on. I'm sitting at a computer and I keep wondering, and I have an amazing thing called the internet at my fingertips.
It's called Google. Captain Google.
Yeah. Yeah, Ib. It's got actually one of the best horror sequences I've seen in like a game using just really basic programming, like because it's all just done in RPG Maker. It has to do with these dolls. It's really well done.
I want you to know that next week is impossible. Like, who the fuck thought this was a good idea?
Okay.
Next week we've got Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of Ronin, Alone in the Dark, and the full version of MLB The Show.
Jesus.
Who the fuck thought that was a good idea?
Come out on the same day.
Yeah.
Oh, and Peach. Peach comes out on the same day too.
Yeah, like who the fuck thought this was a good idea to do this shit? Also, Hi-Fi Rush is out next week on PlayStation.
Yeah, March is crazy, man. March is the new November.
Yeah.
Continuing this week, we got What the Golf, Paint the Town Red VR. And now we'll go to PS4 and Xbox One. This list just keeps getting smaller and smaller. There's nothing on here that I have not already mentioned. We got Astabros, whatever that is. And that's it. That's the only game that's not on the new system. And then we go to Switch, because of course we go to Switch. Let's see, 10th. Okay, so Bad Cat Sam Simulator, Block Magic Puzzle, Help Police Pull the Pins, Death of a Wish, English Tracing Book, Empty Shell, Passing by a Tailwind Journey, Crypt of the Necrodancer Synchrony, Anime Girl, Son of a Beach. Okay. Balloony, BioInk Redemption, Car X Highway Racing, Death Trick Double Blind, Egg Console Ease 2 PC 8801 MK2SR.
Yep, I just like Grandma used to make.
Nice. I thought he cast a spell on me. I was like, what in the world?
Escape Game The Abandoned Hospital, Fantastical Mystery Adventure Ultimate Jumbo Jet Murder Case, Garden Life, A Cozy Simulator, Guilt, Lawn Mowing Simulator, Lazriel, The Demon's Fall, Match Village.
Wait, what is the lawn mowing simulator? Is that a new one?
I don't know. It just says Lawn Mowing Simulator. I don't think it's the good one. This is probably one of them Switch jams. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What else? Monster Tribe, Pogo Joins the Circus, Pool Blitz, Simple Number-Based Color Sense IQ Test, Sphinx, Riddles of the Nile, Tiny Tales, Heart of the Forest, Unables, Cozy Hamlets, Baron of Blood, Hot Rider Racing Simulator, Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition, Orion Haste.
Wow.
It is the lawn mowing. It is the lawn mowing simulator, by the way.
Huh? I thought that had a year on it.
No, it says it's coming out on the 14th.
Huh? Okay. And then Rainbow Moon. Rainbow Moon.
Wait, Rainbow Moon?
Yeah, that old RPG.
Yeah, I was gonna say that game's like at least 10 years old.
Yeah, I think they announced that like remaster a while back. I guess it's finally coming out.
I remember enjoying what I played of it. I played it on. It was on PlayStation Plus. I played it on PSP or Vita, maybe Vita, I think.
PSP. All right. News. Nintendo has sued Yuzu, the creators of the popular Switch emulator. Yuzu has agreed to pay $2.4 million and took Yuzu and Citrus emulators offline.
Yeah, Citra's the big loss there because, listen, Yuzu, it is what it is. It was emulating a current console, so like you can't expect a whole lot of flexibility there. Citra's the real loss because the DS or 3DS I can't buy a new 3DS game anymore. So yeah, that's a big loss for the what do you call it?
The emulation community?
Yeah, but that's not what I was going to say.
Preservation?
Preservation. Yeah.
It's when you get old and you have that word in your head and you can't pull it out.
Exactly. Yep. Unfortunately for me, it's been happening for like 15 years.
Yeah. Like, I feel so stupid when I start to say something and I'm like, I know the word I want. I just can't get it.
Yep. But yes, that's a loss for preservation, since the 3DS store doesn't exist anymore. But is what it is. So.
Yep. Princess Peach Showtime demo went up. I guess nobody played it because nobody talked about it. I forgot.
Did not.
Yeah, I did too. I was wondering how.
I'm just gonna buy it.
Anthony would have played it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I totally forgot to even check it out. I was like, I want to see what this is, and then I just never turned my Switch on this week other than to finish up Berserk Boy. So, Mother 3 Switch icons are now available, but only in Japan. Free Astrobot costume is coming to Sackboy: A Big Adventure on March 8th, so that's already out.
Could we have more Astrobot?
No.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, that Astrobot game on PS5 is the best game on PS5.
That's not true.
It's free.
It is good, but it is not the best game on PS5.
For me, I think it still is. Next Helldivers patch added environmental challenges that will appear at random while you're deployed. From fire.
Oh my god!
Let
me tell you about the meteor showers.
Yeah, Terrence and I got an up close and personal look at the meteor showers yesterday.
Oh man, that was rough. God,
they don't play around.
I
have not seen the fire tornadoes yet. I need to play on one of those levels so I can see it.
Insomniac launched a new update for Spider-Man 2, which allowed players to unintentionally access the debug menu. Whoops.
Yeah, they sure did.
How is that, like, let people do that? Like, you remember when Crackdown had that DLC called Keys to the City? Where you could do whatever the fuck you wanted?
That was so fun! Yep, you could spawn a whole bunch of explosive barrels and, like, that was so fun. Like, and you could do it co-op, too, like, online.
Yeah, it's definitely something they should add eventually. I understand though why they didn't just let people have the keys here, because it wasn't built. It wasn't built for it. So it can fuck up people's saves and all that stuff. So I could see them though with the response that some of this has gotten, giving a version of it that is actually built to be accessed so that it doesn't corrupt your saves and mess with trophy progression and stuff.
New Xbox Game Pass games were announced, including Paw Patrol World, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, Control the Ultimate Edition, No More Heroes 3, Lightyear Frontier, and MLB The Show 24. And also they're
actually releasing all of those together in one pack and calling it the Drew Leachman.
Yeah, Paw Patrol checks out. And also, they just announced NBA is coming as well to Game Pass. We had the X.
Yep.
Or go ahead.
Get you in that ecosystem so that you can pay $130 to have a competitive basketball player.
Yep. Xbox had a partner preview program this week, which included a handful of games. Unknown 9: Awakening, which is a Bandai Namco game that looks kind of like Assassin's Creed.
It does look like Assassin's Creed, yeah. But like Magic Assassin's Creed.
Yep. Sleight of Hand, which was a stealth game with cards.
That looked cool. I was all about that art style. I love that noir type stuff.
The Altars, which is that game where you like clone yourself over and over again.
That game looks stressful as hell to me.
It really does, but I'm intrigued. Like, I'm gonna play. I think it's coming to Game Pass.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna check it out because I'm intrigued, but it does look stressful as hell.
Yeah, there's no way I'm playing that game. It can be the best game ever, and I ain't playing it because that game will take me to an early grave.
The Creatures of Ava was like a Pokemon style looking game. Roblox Griefville versus or Cross Chucky.
Yeah, I asked my son, who's the biggest Roblox player I know, have you heard of Griefville? And he said, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
I got the same response from mine. Yeah, so because I was like, I figured they was gonna be hyped. He was like, what is Griefville? I was like, you know what? Look it up because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. The Sinking City 2.
Oh, okay. So I quickly looked it up. Griefville is just what they're calling the area that you play with Chucky.
So it's not like a game.
It is. It's its own game inside Roblox.
No, what I mean is Griefville doesn't already exist as a game.
No, that's my point.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, I thought they were adding Chucky to an existing
That's
thing
what I
that
thought.
was Griefville. That's why my kid didn't know what it was, because it's a new thing. Okay.
The Sinking City 2 was announced, which was kind of like out of the blue.
It's announced, and please subscribe to our Kickstarter.
Is there a Kickstarter?
Probably.
Wow.
Final Fantasy 14 got its official release date. Was it March 21st? I think is what it was.
Can I say something about Sinking City 2? So I never played the first game, and the trailer made me say, "Oh, that looks kind of interesting," but I have no idea what kind of game this is.
A third-person action adventure.
Okay. Yeah, because based on the trailer, I had no idea what.
So the first game was an open world game that kind of plays like Resident Evil with detective elements. So like you have moments where you run into enemies and you have to shoot and stuff, but it's mostly detective work. Like it's mostly like I played in the hardest difficulty, so they'll tell you like, here's where the building you want to go to is, but we're just giving you the streets, not the actual pinning it on the map. So I had to open up my map and like make a pin myself where I was going. There were some neat concepts, but overall a lot of bloat. So I'm hoping this one is not as bloated.
Okay. All right.
I enjoyed what I played of it.
You can get it for like.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So you can get it for like $10. It's probably worth your time for that much. But
is it
otherwise,
is it like supernatural kind of? Because they made it seem
Lovecraft
very much like psychological Lovecraft stuff. Okay.
Yeah, like all it deals a lot with like racism and stuff, because like all the characters are like different animals.
Yeah, because Lovecraft wrote about the Innsmouthers, and that's the main people you'll talk to. But Throgmorton is based off of a different Lovecraft story, and the world is really interesting. I'd argue that the game kind of ends with a wet thud. Obviously, now there's a sequel, so maybe that'll pick up where the first game kind of ends. But there's some really interesting ideas about choices that you can make too. And exploring the world and kind of reading up on it's really interesting. Like, again, I think it's just that the gameplay was a little bit shallow for how much world there is, and how much world is just kind of not used to any sort of advantage of the player. But very, very interesting game nonetheless.
All right.
Also janky, so you'll probably love it, Ryan.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a plus in my book.
It feels much like those European RPGs in a way, except that the gameplay plays out like Resident Evil with a gun.
So you have sold me, anti-sold me, and sold me again on this game in the process of us talking about it.
I think you should check it out.
I think you should check it out. If nothing else, I think you'll be really interested with the I don't know, because I know you're not like a big horror guy. It's not that. It's not that at all. It does more with fucking with you than it does
like Eternal Darkness.
Not that far, but yes. Nothing's quite like Eternal Darkness. It doesn't like shut off your game system or anything like that. But it does do some mindfuck stuff that I was really impressed by.
All right. Stalker, Legend of the Zone trilogy was announced. So that's out now. It's got 3 games in it.
What, 30 or $40?
$40 or $20 per game, I think, is what the prices are. Monster Jam Showdown. I love me a good monster truck game. It's a guilty pleasure. Persona 3 Reload episode Aegis the Answer, which is how they add the female character into Persona 3 Reload. The first Berserk Kazan. Tales of Kenzera Zao. Frostpunk 2. Bless. Go ahead.
I said bless you.
Oh, thank you. And then Kunitsugami, The Path of the Goddess, which is the new Capcom game that was announced or shown a little bit more. And then that was it for the partner program. It was pretty good. Some good stuff in there. Speaking of consoles going up in price, Xbox announced a limited edition Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 SpongeBob SquarePants Series X. It's exclusive to Best Buy. It's already on sale. It's probably already sold out, but I think it was like $700.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. And I was sad because it looks dope. Like, I would get it, but fuck you. I'm not spending $700.
I wonder if it's still... I wonder if it's sold out.
In this economy? Man, if it's sold out...
I'm looking now. I gotta know if this thing is sold out. SpongeBob
it is cool, though.
Xbox.
I wish they would do like the Halo system, like the old Xbox, like the see-through green. Like, that was dope. Like, I had that. Wish they would make stuff like that again.
Man, I didn't even get anything. It must be gone.
I wish they would just make see-through things again. You know,
actually, yeah,
I
they
love
don't do
that
anymore. Me
clear
too.
plastic look.
Mm-hmm.
That light purple color that they gave the Game Boy Color. That was the standard base. Is that weird see-through purple?
Yeah, it's already sold out.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, he's saluting. That controller is kind of rad. I ain't gonna lie.
It is.
All right, what else we got? Boosteroid is getting a bunch of Xbox games, including Deathloop, Dishonored, Dishonored 2, Dishonored Death of the Outsider, Gears 5, Gears Tactics, Ghostwire Tokyo, and Pentiment.
What is Boosteroid?
The streaming service.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What else we got? Anything
Good for Boosteroid, I guess.
Yeah, like Microsoft's like, yeah, every streaming service can have our games, because why not?
Preparation agent for your Boosteroid.
I mean, sometimes you need it, you know?
What a terrible name.
Overwatch is doing a Cowboy Bebop collaboration, launches this week.
Oh man, I'm so happy for Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix, man, way to branch out. Good job. I'm assuming them skins are going to be like stupid pricey.
Oh, you know they are.
Yeah, that's what I say. Who's getting what skin?
So I can give you the rundown. It's like Cassidy is Spike, Ash is Faye, Mauga is Jet, Sombra is Ein, or not Ein, sorry, Ed.
Ed.
Which is that's a good one. That's pretty good.
That is. Yep, I was cool with that.
And then Hammond
and the other one
is Ein.
I liked Ash as Faye. That was good.
Bob is the ship.
Widowmaker.
Bob is the ship. So.
But they don't even like all of them don't look like the characters. Like he doesn't look like Spike. He looks like an anime version of Cassidy. Like when you do these crossovers, you're supposed to make the character. It's supposed to be them. That's what I'm paying for.
I mean, Mauga looks like Jet.
He does. He looks like. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's some of them because Ash looks like Faye, but I feel like Spike, who's the fucking main character, like he just looks like anime fucking McCree.
I'm not paying $20. I think they said the Hammond skin is the one you can earn, which of course, because that's the one nobody really wants.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I don't know. It's cool, but like, I'm not paying $20 a skin. It's probably like $80 for the pack or something. I don't know.
Oh, you know it. You already know.
More than the fucking game costs. What else we got? Respawn is working on a new game in the Titanfall universe, which is not Titanfall 3.
They can fuck themselves. Yeah.
At this point, man.
Just call it the Apex universe and just fucking pull the Band-Aid off.
Just stop with Titanfall. Like, just tell us you've moved on. It's fine. Like,
Temtem is getting a patch this year, which will turn off all microtransactions. Everything will be purchasable with feathers, including tamer passes and stuff from the shops. They're working on a new game which uses the Temtem IP, but it's not Temtem Swarm or Temtem 2.
Temtem 2.
Temtem 2.
That was a good game. They should have never called themselves an MMO because it wasn't. It was like an MMO light, and I think people were expecting something like
people wanted Pokemon MMO.
Exactly. That's what that's what this was kind of promised as, and that's kind of messed up. But I wish them well with their Hell Shooter game or whatever they got coming out. I saw.
But it's in the Temtem universe.
It is, but it's not. But yeah, whatever. I wish them well.
Apple apparently deleted Epic's iOS account after they got unbanned a few weeks ago. Epic says they can no longer work on their games on the iOS store.
This Apple Epic saga is hilarious.
Have fun with European courts, Apple. That's what's gonna happen.
What the heck?
It's an antitrust issue. Because they had just gotten the green light to basically do their own store or whatever, right?
Yes. And then suddenly their account's gone. They can't be trusted, is what Apple's saying. Well, you can't be trusted according to the courts, so have fun with that. What else we got here? Warner Brothers wants to shift away from AAA one-and-done console games and focus more on live service games, including mobile and free-to-play, where people spend more monies. He said this
literally just go ahead
because that worked out so well.
Yeah, I was just saying. He said Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League was a disappointment for the company.
Right. So we double down. What the fuck?
Let's take a look at all those live service games that have done well, especially with superheroes. Marvel's Avengers.
There's no. DC Universe Online is the only one.
That is the only one, and it's so it's still fun, but man, that engine and stuff is so dated. God,
it's still going though. So
it is still going. Yep, it is still going.
What else we got here? Oh yeah, the Adult Swim games are all being delisted on Steam. So maybe if you want any of those, go get them because they're never coming back.
Headlander, everybody should play Headlander.
That's a Double Fine joint.
It is indeed, but it's Adult Swim. It
was a cool game.
It's a cool Metroidvania. Yep.
5 minutes of the canceled Time Splitters game leaked onto the internet. Boy,
we really dodged a bullet, huh?
Man, I finally watched it. That is fucking Fortnite.
It is. It's on the engine. That is what they went to THQ Nordic with, apparently, too.
I mean,
that was not from the uppers. That was what they pitched.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Wow, talk about not understanding an IP.
Yeah.
If we wanted that, we could just have the Time Splitters skins in Fortnite.
Yeah, but who cares enough about Time Splitters to buy a Time Splitters skin in Fortnite?
Well, the Venn
diagram Time Splitters to play a Fortnite clone that
for sure. But what I'm saying is name a recognizable character from Time Splitters.
The monkey.
The main character from 2 and 3.
What's his name?
What's his name?
I don't fucking care.
Exactly.
Not Vin Diesel, but clearly stealing the look of Riddick. Yes.
They're just the.
I'm not saying
it's okay. It's okay if some IPs just die. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't want any IP to die.
I'm not suggesting they actually take the skins. I'm just saying if you're gonna just copy the thing, just give them the IP to work with instead of trying to copy Fortnite, because we've seen it doesn't fucking work. Remember that G.I. Joe game?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember it, which is I think
for the best.
Part of the problem. Yeah.
Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, Dr. Slump, and Sandland, among many other things, has passed away at the age of 68.
Very sad.
Man, very sad.
Very
we
sad.
keep losing these like extremely important comic creators very young. I think the only one that was like an unfortunate accident was Yu-Gi-Oh creator. But we also lost.
He died?
He died a while back. Yeah,
he died trying to save someone from an undertow. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's really, I mean, not that it wouldn't be sad anyway, but it's especially sad because Toriyama obviously has 7 or 8 projects in process right now, or had in process.
They were.
So
I saw that. Yep.
And then we lost the Berserk creator too.
Yep.
I did. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Just it's a shame because when you find out that these guys are as young as they are, you realize how prolific their work is in comparison to American artists who don't get the credit, unfortunately, because of the way this system is set up. But because we've lost quite a few important characters in the comics world, but outside of George Perez, I'd argue that we haven't lost anyone as nearly as important to the art form of comics as Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
Unicorn Overlord news. Takafumi Noma said in a tweet that Vanillaware ran out of money for Unicorn Overlord's development. Again, the same thing happened to 13 Sentinels. Also, Vanillaware was denied a PC port. Vanillaware denied Atlas to port Unicorn Overlord to PC. We would like to deliver it to PC users as well, but per our agreement with Vanillaware, we're only releasing on console. In other words, there are no plans to port it to PC currently.
I didn't even know it wasn't on PC. Dang, I played the demo. It's weird because you don't control the characters. Like it's a tactics game, but I don't know.
It just does it by itself.
Stuff. Yeah, like you just kind of place them on the. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, I played like the first couple missions and like you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
Shit. Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma character creator and storage will be available. This is available now.
Yep.
And you can transfer your character to the full. I downloaded this and played around with it. This is a lot. It's a lot.
I've seen some of the character creations that have come out of it, and they're pretty impressive. So
there's a lot. You can also do your starting pawn as well. And you can create up to like 5 characters and 5 pawns in this thing. So
wow. Yeah. By the way, I just want to mention, since I've already taken half this podcast to complain about this game, I think I just hit my okay, I'm good moment with WWE because in showcase mode, Bret Hart against Steve Austin. I've been playing this match for 20 minutes, trying to get through all the objectives and everything. The very last objective that I had to do was put Steve Austin in the sharpshooter. And so I put Steve Austin in the sharpshooter, and it didn't trigger. And I couldn't end the match because then I would fail the objective.
Yep.
So I canceled the sharpshooter. Austin stood up, gave me a stunner, pinned me, and the match was over. I lost. So I think I'm good. I think I have plenty of material to write my review.
You know what else is good?
What?
There's a Watch Dogs movie in the works.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
Why?
No.
Okay.
No, don't do this. I'm the biggest Watch Dogs fan out there, and stop it. Just let it die. Speaking of IPs that can die, just let it die.
Yeah, there's no need to make a Watch Dogs movie. Wow.
Remember Deviation Games?
Yeah, Sony bought them, or
The studio was formed in 2020 by former Treyarch devs. They were working on a brand new IP for PlayStation, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Studio's
like
been closed.
IP, or
the studio's been closed.
No, the studio's been closed. Yeah.
Jesus, they didn't even release anything.
Nope.
No.
Oh my God. Yeah, man, something got to change. Damn, we losing studios before they even put out a product.
Yep. The video game industry is changing big time.
That's like, I think maybe it was last week, but I thought it was the week I wasn't on. The Star Citizen people, they announced like layoffs or whatever, and it's just like, you haven't put shit out.
You ain't even made nothing but a fucking glorified alpha.
People been sending you money for years.
Mm-hmm.
There was an oops. PlayStation accidentally made live a Stellar Blade demo, which was immediately removed, and then eventually.
Go ahead. Sorry.
As I say, and then eventually patched to where you couldn't even play it if you did manage to download it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Not even removed. It got pulled off of your system.
But a lot of people did get to play it, and the horniness ensued.
Yes.
I didn't even hear about how it played.
That's what I'm curious about. I could care less about this chick.
The little bit of feedback I saw from people was positive, but it was dramatically overwhelmed by the amount of horniness on the timeline.
Horniness.
That's what I was talking about last
week, man.
When it was pissing me off, I was like, You're not even interested in this game because it's a character action game.
Right.
Like, you're interested in it because of her fucking butt. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
And,
By the way, sorry,
go ahead.
No. It's on a completely different topic, so continue.
No, I was going to move to a different topic, so.
I was just going to say, since you brought it up previously, the Stalker Complete bundle that has the same 3 games, I believe, that are now on Xbox is on sale on Fanatical right now for $7 for all 3 games.
I mean, that makes sense. I understand the comparison there, but at the same time, I get why they need to make money off this because they did put some work into it.
I wasn't saying that as a shot against the Xbox. I was saying it in case anybody was interested in the games and also has Steam. You can get them a lot cheaper on Steam.
Oh, 100%.
I just don't know how well those versions run.
It's also not only on Xbox. I should probably point that out. It's also on PlayStation. The collection is.
Gotcha. You know what else is on sale on Fanatical right now? Atomic Heart. You can get the premium edition of Atomic Heart for a Steam code for the premium edition of Atomic Heart for the low price of $49.99.
Boy, what a bargain!
Crispy critters,
baby.
Crispy critters.
Okay.
For
you know what?
For less money, you can buy the brand new game Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden.
That game is mid as fuck.
Dang.
I'm going to say one nice thing before I shit on Atomic Heart even more. That game looks very pretty. I wish the combat was better though. Jesus Christ, it's not fun. It's not fun.
It's not.
You can buy the season. You can buy the season pass for $30 on sale.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
that ain't worth it.
You can suck my dick from the back, I believe is your term.
That is correct.
Yeah.
All right, back around to Stellar Blade. I was told after people play this demo, and because of the girl in the game, this game is going to sell millions of copies, right? That's what I keep hearing. This game's going to be big on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I got a list of the top 10 most pre-ordered games on PlayStation. I'd like to read them to you. You'll notice something missing from this list. Number 10 is Rise of the Ronin. Number 9 is Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. Number 8, F1 24 Champions Edition. Number 7, Dragon's Dogma 2 Regular Edition. Number 6, Elden Ring with the Erdtree Bundle. Number 5, Rise of the Ronin Deluxe Edition. Number 4, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. Number 3, Dragon's Dogma 2 Deluxe Edition. Does anybody want to take a guess at numbers 1 and 2?
I already know, so I won't.
Yes. Yeah.
I
this
won't
is
guess.
this is fucking
And
hilarious.
I don't care.
It's fucking hilarious. Irony.
Just tell me.
Sea of Thieves and Sea of Thieves Premium Edition.
Oh wow!
Oof. Okay,
That's
sounds pretty good.
Look,
Yep.
see, this
There's-
whole time they've been wanting mad. Man, I want to be a pirate.
No, but
That's
something was
funny.
missing. What was missing?
Yeah,
Stellar
Stellar Blade's
Blade.
not on there.
Stellar
They're
Blade's
on
not
the
even
list
in the
at
top
all.
10.
Man,
Yeah, I
y'all really
think-
just on her ass. That's it.
Yeah, that game's gonna have a very limited audience. I think.
100%. And to be fair, I want to point this out. I'm excited for it because I love a good character action game as long as it's not a goddamn Souls game.
Right, which this one is not.
Yes. So I will be playing this game. I'm excited to play it. Y'all are not excited to play it. Y'all are excited to finagle the camera
Mm-hmm.
and play Barbie
gives
dress
me-
up.
It gives me vibes of Wanted Dead or whatever the fuck that game was called.
God, I hope it plays better than that. Holy shit, that game was bad.
That's the type of person that I see defending the Stellar Blade, even if Stellar Blade's a better game. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure, but I mean, Wanted Dead wasn't even that horny. It was a little bit, but it's not this horny.
I mean, they did put her in cat ears if you went to easy mode, which
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure was.
Anthony,
I don't know.
Have you seen the screenshots
Man,
of
I've
Stellar
seen
Blade?
Stellar Blade, but you know what? I just, to me, it's like I'm not online. You guys see the horniness. I don't see that, so I'm just going to ignore them. Like
I need to
would
find-
try to do
alright.
anyways.
I need to find this picture. That
I
need
get
to-
it. She has an ass. I've seen it.
No.
No, you're talking about the costume.
Yes, that costume.
Yeah.
Let me find this picture for you, Anthony. Oh
Yeah,
my-
man, it's wild. It is wild.
All
Like I
right.
want to play the game for the same reason Ken does, because I miss these
Anthony.
action games.
Anthony, this is the image that's been
I'm.
floating
Oh
up.
my god.
Yeah, yeah, man. Like, come on,
Okay.
man. Like that's worse than Bayonetta's fit. Like,
That's
come on,
worse.
man.
That's worse than Nier.
Yeah,
That's,
Yeah,
That's
Oh
the
my-
most. Yeah, that's easily the most
like you know what you're doing.
fan
You know
servicey
what you're doing.
costume I've ever
Yep,
seen.
fan servicey is perfect because
That
they
looks
know
like,
what they're doing.
Oh god, what's that series that Jay keeps wanting? Xenosaga. It looks like Xenosaga, horny Xenosaga.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
she wears that like one piece too,
He
right?
does. Yeah.
yeah. This is your Stellar Blade.
Oh my god! And of course the angle. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, it's Mario Day. We got some announcements for Mario Day. Some good, wholesome family fun. They're adding new Mario games to the NSO for the Game Boy, including Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, and Dr. Mario. They're coming the 12th, so on Tuesday. They also announced the release dates for Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door Remaster and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Paper Mario is May 23rd, and Luigi's Mansion is June 27th. And also, they've changed their release date. Remember, they always wanted to do Fridays. Now they do Thursdays. So it's a change in
What?
their release cadence.
Stop doing
Nice.
this. Just make it easy for me as a human to remember. Okay.
Also, they announced the new Mario movies coming in 2026.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, not surprised.
2026.
Voiced by Chris Pratt.
Hey guys, successful movie. It's successful, and yeah,
We gonna make another one,
we're gonna do another. Whoa, shit!
and another one.
They gotta catch up to Sonic.
And another one. Oh man, I'm so excited for that Sonic 3. Those Sonic movies are so good.
I'm just excited for Knuckles to swear.
Oh man, you know he's going to.
All right,
Yeah.
we got an email. We got an email. Comes from your buddy Peter, Ryan.
Okay.
He says, "Thanks for introducing Vampire Survivor. I started playing since you guys spoke so highly of it. It's a lot of fun. It's the perfect game for my current dad lifestyle when I have 20 to 30 minutes to game." Goddamn right.
Yep. It is absolutely perfect for that.
He says, "I appreciate the love for Mega Man and would love to do a deep dive with Ryan someday on the topic."
For sure.
Now, this next statement...
Next time you're in town, hit me up.
This next statement, I don't know that I said this, but correct me if I'm wrong. He says, "Dino Crisis should not be brought up in the same context as Mega Man. It's like comparing Star Tropics to Mario. Sorry, Ken. I don't think I put it in the same league. I said I think Dino Crisis is bigger than Mega Man Legends."
That is what you said, but
yeah,
that is correct.
But in my opinion, Dino Crisis just shouldn't be brought up in any conversation at all.
I mean, that's how I feel about Mega Man Legends, but I think Dino Crisis is bigger than Mega Man Legends. That's what I think.
I mean, it is, but
it ain't bigger than Mega Man. No way.
No. My issue, I think the reason why we bring up Dino Crisis at all is because we've seen what they can do remaking Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So just do that, but with the dinosaurs, please.
Oh, 100%. Give me that.
I'm a 5-year-old, and
day.
I like dinosaurs.
Who doesn't like dinosaurs? Did you see that story floating around that like the T-Rex is now 3 dinosaurs? I'm like, get the fuck out of my childhood.
They've gone back and forth on that for a while, if I'm correct. There's a couple of dinosaurs like that. Even if you think it's 3 dinosaurs, you still have no idea what they look like. All the ideas of what our dinosaurs look like are based off of like hypothesis. So guess what? The dinosaurs, you can make them look however you want. I don't give a shit. Just make them scary and we're good.
He also says there are still some Rax locations in Ohio. I had a buddy from Trenton ask about it last year, and I think he made a trek to one of the locations. Pretty sure his assessment was it was too long of a drive to eat something so similar to Arby's.
Nice. Okay.
Sounds about right.
To be fair, that's true. It was just like you just remember it from back in the day, and you're like, I would not drive there just to get a roast beef sandwich.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
He says, "I get that there are a lot of games out there that may take gaming too seriously, especially when it comes to brand loyalty, gamers. With that said, as someone who's identified as a gamer for most of my life, I feel empathy for those folks. There were times in my life when gaming was all I had to hang on to, from grades 4 to 7. I didn't have any friends in my grade. Gaming was there to help me cope. Fun fact, Ryan was the only friend in 2nd and 3rd grade, and one of the big reasons I got into the game. Thanks, man."
Hey, listen, I do what I can.
See, Ryan's got a community, Terrence.
I've been
this is
an
how you do it.
influencer my entire life.
Yeah, I see.
For gamers who are struggling with changes in our community, I hope that you have other good things going on in your life that can counter negativity.
Absolutely.
Not this podcast, of course, but other things.
Other things, yeah. Don't listen to this drivel. Last thing I noticed that Xbox had these 2 banners that look very Helldiver-esque. You have a hit on your hands when your competition is imitating you. Also, the same could be said about Helldivers. Take care.
Yeah, I would love now that they've got the server issues fixed for them to put Helldivers 2 on Xbox, because it would just mean more folks to play with, more sales of the game.
It'll never happen.
I know, but
unfortunately,
a man can dream.
Oh, dude, I think that would be super awesome. I don't know that I'd play it anymore, but that'd be super awesome to get more people playing it. That's what we should be doing.
Yep.
All right.
Well, always nice to hear. Always nice to hear from you, Pete. Next time you're in town, give me a shout. We'll get together. We'll talk about Mega Man.
I mean, is there a bad time to talk about Mega Man? I don't think so.
Never. Absolutely not. Never.
Shit. Super.
I could talk about Mega Man forever.
Except for that
one robot.
If I was
Dr. Wowie.
If I was the type of person that I was thinking the other day, as I was playing through these games, that if I were the type of person that got tattoos, which I'm not, a sleeve tattoo of all the Wily castles would be pretty cool.
I mean, now you got to do it.
Yeah, I can't do that. I don't even have a tattoo, let alone deciding I'm going to have a sleeve tattoo of Wily castles.
Dude, you know how long a sleeve takes? Holy shit. Yeah. That's like multiple sessions, man.
Do any of you have tattoos?
I do.
Yeah, Ken does.
Okay.
I don't.
I just have one.
I actually.
I think that might mean that Ken and I are the only ones that are tattooed.
Yeah.
Well, you are, but I'm actually thinking about getting one. Seriously, that Garfield dragon that you sent. Like,
are you seriously? That's awesome.
No, yeah, I am. I showed my wife, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. She was like, really? I was like, yes, I fucking love Garfield.
I don't know if you know this, Anthony, but I'm gonna blow your mind right now. You know who has the most tattoos?
Of the folks on the show.
John?
Nope.
Well, John does have tattoos.
He does, but he doesn't have the most.
No.
Is it? I don't know now.
It's Gambus Khan.
Gambus?
Gambus, yeah.
Okay.
That motherfucker
You
has
said
a giant fucking Optimus Prime, and
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Superman logo, right?
Yeah. Oh, I have the Superman logo. Mine is the Batman.
You have the Superman logo?
I have the Batman Superman logo on my right.
Oh yeah, Batman Superman. That's a bit different. No, I meant I figured he had a Superman logo.
He does have the regular just Superman logo.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Justin has tattoos too. Doesn't he have the Venom
He
tattoo?
does, yeah. And actually, Justin just blacked out his entire left arm.
Jesus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, oh my God! How long is that? Jeez. Okay.
I don't know. He said they used a thing with a whole bunch of. I hope he doesn't care that I'm telling people this, but he said they used the thing with like a whole bunch of needles in it at once and blacked out his whole arm.
I mean, he ain't never going to talk to any of us, so.
He talks to me.
Dude ain't talked to me in a year and a half, so.
Man, well, listen. Next time
I'm gonna see him in
what's up?
I will. I'm gonna see him in a couple weeks, I think, for WrestleMania. So.
Yeah, tell that motherfucker, that we hung out for like 10 years and then all of a sudden you just disappear.
Well, I will tell him, but you can also.
Maybe this isn't the conversation to have on the podcast.
I have told him, Ryan. He don't answer me.
We do all this live here, okay, Anthony? All of this is live, all right?
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Exactly.
Right. I got some tweets here. Jeremy tweets us, "Hey guys, hope all is well. We're sitting on our second false spring in North Idaho, so real spring shouldn't be too far off. Do you find you play more? Oh wait, that's from last week. My bad. Fuck,
I was about to say, dang, somebody last week asked about.
I went too far back. Okay, Jeremy he tweeted this week again, and I thought that was the one. I'm wrong. Motherfucker, I'm old and I've had 1 hour less sleep today. Okay.
It's you fine, man. You good. You good.
He says, "Hey guys, 12 days until Dragon's Dogma 2. Who is the lucky bugger who gets to review it? That would be me, but I don't have it, so I ain't gonna rush it."
Yep.
He said, "I would be a mess if I had to review a game that size, and it being my most anticipated game since Breath of the Wild. Tip of the cap, gents. Look forward to the review." Motherfucker, I did Zelda last year, and I did Final Fantasy Rebirth this year. I'm ready.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah. Dragon's Dogma is a big one.
Dude, I'm stoked.
Very, very, very excited for that.
I'm so stoked. He said also wanted to say, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
He said also wanted to say rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. Dragon Ball was mind-blowing when I first saw it in my late teens. Now I'm slowly making my way through all of the Dragon Ball with my kids. Tough loss. I definitely need to find a way to shmimulate Chrono Trigger. I've never played it. Well, shmimulating Super Nintendo is super easy.
Super easy.
Shmemulate the DS version, however. Or, actually, wait, hold on.
The PlayStation 1 has a version, too.
Yeah, but the PlayStation 1 doesn't have as much of content as the DS version does. But you can
get extra content
unshmemulate it. I think it has more endings. Give me a second here.
All right.
It definitely has the cutscenes from the PS1 game, however.
If that's on DS, was that emulator that was taken down? Is that just 3DS or is that DS and 3DS? Citra.
I think it's just 3DS.
Okay.
I thought it did both. I thought Citra did both, but maybe it's
well,
just 3DS.
It would do both, but I think I think you can still emulate. Hold on, just give me a minute, anyways, because I'm gonna look up.
I see what you're saying. There are other DS emulators.
Yes.
Of course, emulating DS is super hard though, because like you got the two screens, so like it never. Like, if you're trying to play it on, like, a monitor or a TV, it just looks funky, and you...
Yeah, and they end up doing, like, a picture-in-picture thing for the second screen.
Yeah, and you'd like use the right analog stick to move to touch screen or whatever.
So
it's fucking weird.
It's weird. Yeah.
So I have looked up. Everyone says do not play the PS1 version.
Okay.
Because it's got loading times,
The emulator
which every other version doesn't have.
I'm just saying.
Sometimes they're hard cooked.
Yeah.
Well,
fair.
Sometimes they're hard cooked too, right?
Yeah, so it breaks the emulator.
There is there is a version on Steam that has been fixed and has all the content.
Yeah, but the Steam version got an update.
Controls have been updated. Graphics and sound have also been revamped. You can ignore that. They has the classic ones. To complete your journey also is included the mysterious Dimensional Vortex dungeon and the Forgotten Lost Sanctum dungeon. Meet the challenges presented to you and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and once you get past it, they did remake Chrono Cross, right? They did remaster that.
Yeah,
I'm not making that up.
It's not great.
The remaster's
not. I have that.
Yeah, the remaster's not.
It's an AI.
Yeah.
It's an AI remaster.
And it has
Oh, was it?
Until recently it had massive slowdown too, but they finally did fix that.
When I say AI remaster,
the Radical Dreamers edition, that's the remaster.
That's the remaster. It's not a good remaster, sadly.
The remaster, all the graphics have been remastered using AI. It's not anywhere near as bad as the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. In terms of that, it's mostly making the texture, like making those small pixelated textures able to scale up without having to look like it's a bunch of pixels. Even though there's a charm to that. You'd also, however, though, with the Radical Dreamers edition, you also get Radical Dreamers, which is the original telling of the Chrono Cross story that was Japanese only, which is kind of neat.
Interesting. I'm still, I gotta say, I have to bring this up every time we start talking about classic RPGs. I don't understand how we don't have a Skies of Arcadia remake or remaster.
Right.
Especially considering all the bullshit that Sega is pulling out right now. Like, come on, man.
I'm waiting to see which one of those games you shit on, because I have a problem with that.
Oh, how about Eternal Champions?
They're not remaking that right now.
You said a couple weeks ago that they filed a new trademark or some bullshit.
Well, sure, but they file trademarks all the time. Like, it doesn't mean they're making one.
I'm telling you, if they bring back Eternal Champions before they remaster or do a sequel to Skies of Arcadia, I'm going to be very upset.
I'm going to rub it in your face.
Well, wait, so you cool with the Crazy Taxi being the MMO live service thing?
You talking to me?
I am not.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, because you was like,
no,
what
I
game
just
was
want,
he go
like, no,
that's one of the things, like.
No, but still, bringing back Crazy Taxi is expected. Like, that series is, like, big.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah. That's right.
Wow.
Fucking Dexter. Dexter's putting the fucking words on you.
So somebody rattle off for me the games that they announced they were either remaking or doing new versions of at that thing.
It was Crazy Taxi, Shinobi, Golden Axe, and
Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio, yeah.
Right. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Skies of Arcadia is better than every single one of those.
Why has it only got one game?
Huh?
Why has it only got one game?
You better ask Sega that question.
Yeah, yeah.
All the rest of them got multiple games. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Streets of Rage. Yeah, Streets of Rage is also on that list.
I mean, Streets of Rage already got one. It just got 4.
But it's getting another.
That's
but
fine.
it's
the real,
as long as Yuzo Kojiro's doing the music, I don't give a fuck.
The real answer as to why Skies only got one game is probably because they came out with the first one on the fucking Dreamcast.
It came back on the GameCube.
And then I was just getting ready to say, and then they re-released it on the GameCube. So, I mean, that's probably why.
Crazy Taxi got 2 versions on the Dreamcast and 1 on the original Xbox.
And an arcade game.
Yeah, because it's a good game.
And not as good as Skies of Arcadia.
It was also cloned.
It was also cloned by The Simpsons, no less.
Yeah,
and that clone is actually really good.
Yeah, Road Rage is really, really good.
It is very good, yeah.
Now, these kids trying to make Crazy Taxi today, ain't none of y'all got the juice. Sorry. Like, I've tried a bunch of those imitations. Nah.
Pale
I don't
imitations.
think I've played any of the paled imitations. Yeah,
They're not great. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like all those people trying to recapture Road Rash, that shit ain't working.
I think they gave that up though. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's been
it's funny you mentioned that, like, what, last week before?
Road Redemption or whatever, yeah.
Road Redemption, but there was Road Rage or whatever too.
Yep,
there was two games that came out around the same time, and one of them was far better, but then no one bought either of them because, like, is this the bad one? I don't know.
Right. We want the good one.
We want the good one, that's right. All right, last tweets come in from Shogun. He says, so Yuzu shutting down is interesting to me. I'm not here to argue the morality of emulators. People are saying that Nintendo went after them because of the next Switch. If Nintendo hasn't addressed flaws in their system by now, going after the emulators won't fix the problem.
That's true. And the thing with Yuzo is it's open source. There already is another one up that's called like Suzu. It's like CUZU or something like that. Like
enjoy that lawsuit. They were nice on the Yuzu people.
If there's one company I ain't gonna fuck with, it's Nintendo.
Sure, but I'm just saying, like, it's an open source thing, and I'm not going to argue the morality of it either. Like, you do what you do, but like, people will find a way. This is the thing. Like, they'll shut one down. People will find a way. Like, this is what they do.
Sure, but you have to remember that they have to legally go after things that are going to.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not excusing
ruin
that.
their
IP.
No.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I'm not
okay.
saying that. Yeah, I wasn't.
Like,
I'm not saying that.
I think the whole thing was handled fairly well. For how, because remember they were running a Patreon too.
Yes, and they were making money off of the emulator, and if you're making money off the emulator, and and they tried to play it off like, we were completely caught off guard by the fact that people were using our emulator to pirate Nintendo games. It's like, I know you have to say that, but come on, man. The reality is it sucks because the coolest use of that emulator, I think, was running Nintendo games that you already own at much better performance.
Mm-hmm. That's what I use it for.
So it sucks that is gone, but I completely understand why it's gone, because you can't. Again, there's a difference between, in my head at least, there's a difference between, hey, I'm emulating games for the ZX Spectrum because it's not possible for me to go out and buy a ZX Spectrum game now, new.
You know how many British people are yelling at you right now?
Why?
Because it's called the ZX Spectrum.
ZX.
Oh, ZX. I'm sorry. I'm American, so I say Z and not Z.
I did not know that's how it was pronounced. Really?
Yeah, the ZX Spectrum.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes. So, if, for example, you are emulating games on the last letter of the alphabet X Spectrum, that's different to me than I don't buy any Switch games because I just download them and emulate them on my, Yuzu or whatever. So I completely understand how that lawsuit went down. I do think the fact that Citra caught strays in that process sucks, because as I mentioned earlier, there's not the 3DS is in preservation mode now, which it sucks that we've lost a method of that. But
man, I was playing Alien Syndrome on the X68000 this weekend, so
Well, you should have probably bought a new copy of that to support the development team.
I did. I don't know if you knew this. All right. He also says, what are the likelihood that Nintendo will release a digital-only console to combat emulation? I think it's highly unlikely, but seeing the gaming industry crumble weekly, I wouldn't be surprised if they dipped a toe into more DRM.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but that'll get cracked eventually too. I do think it would have probably extended the time before it got cracked. But I mean, the if Nintendo wants a foolproof way to prevent piracy of their current active system, the best way to do that is making sure that your current active system isn't less powerful than the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Like that's people. Yes, there were some people who, like I said, were using the emulator to run their games better. But the reality is there's a reason that PlayStation and Xbox aren't losing new game sales to emulators, because the computers can't run them. So if you want your stuff to not get pirated, you got to come out with a system that can't be emulated on current gen equipment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, to be fair, most of the PlayStation and
not,
Xbox games are on PC already.
Especially not, by the way,
Right.
especially not current gen equipment that is less than $400. Like, we're not talking about the fact that you had to spend $3,500 on some super high end PC to be able to pirate modern Nintendo games. Like, we're talking about a handheld that you can buy for $3.99, or could buy for $3.99, playing your Switch games better than the Switch does. Like, yeah, I understand why they went after them, and they had every right to go after them, and they should have gone after them, and you shouldn't pirate current gen games, in my opinion. But that's why it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's why it happened.
All right, last tweet. Any thoughts on Sony's digital ownership bug? I think it's a compounding issue from how they built the back end of the PS3. They need a clean break and a way to migrate ownership of content to the next generation. The gaming community is on edge, looking for a trustworthy ecosystem. So I don't know if y'all saw this, right? This is where like a bunch of people's games disappeared from their library.
Yep.
I did not have that bug, thankfully.
I didn't either. Holy
Yeah,
crap!
I didn't either.
Yeah, like hundreds of games just disappearing from people's libraries were kind of making people freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
This happened to Xbox like a year and a half ago too.
Yes, it did. Yep. Listen. I mean, I know that I have been the physical media person, but this is you're going to lose the games that you think you own, either because the publishers delist them, or because of some issue like this, or because the server that supports it is gone, or because they just want to take it away. If we move to this future where everything that you pay money for isn't owned, it's rented, this is what's going to happen. It's just going to happen.
Well, I'm going to say something, because I don't know how much other people in this chat are ingrained in the music culture, but that is a conversation that's being had right now. Is James Blake, electronic musician, has sort of said, like, if you want, like, everybody's been sorry, I'm now having the old man brain fart shit going on. Everybody's sort of been accustomed to not paying anything for music. Now, obviously, we can sort of blame piracy at one point in time, but that is not really the case now. It is partially piracy, but for the most part, it's the fact that streaming has become so ubiquitous, and that people don't pay anything for music directly anymore. So music doesn't have a cost to it. And you're going to see a lot of that, like, because the labels are making the most amount of money off of it and musicians are not making a lot of money. You're going to see less and less musicians if something doesn't change. And you don't own any of it. This has been my big point for a long time of why I buy CDs. Can you guarantee, like, that the streaming service, A, stays afloat, and B, keeps the music up? If I go right now, I'm going to, there's a song by the band Filter of Take a Picture and Hey Man, Nice Shot fame, called Thoughts and Prayers. And I can't listen to it on Spotify anymore. It does come up, but when it's in my playlist, it skips because it's not available.
It's grayed out. Yeah, I have multiple songs in multiple playlists that are grayed out. You can't listen to them.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that where it's like, why was it skipping last night? I don't know, but like, because I just tried it up and now it plays. But the fact that it's so, wishy-washy, like, why didn't it play when it was in my liked songs playlist? Why did it skip over it? But if I go to it directly, it plays. And it's stuff like that where it's like, someone else can control what you listen to. And yeah, stuff does get grayed out because rights change, and that's a big problem with music, not so much video games. But it's all this stuff, like movies, music, TV shows, like, that's all just stuff that goes away. I mean, look at Warner Brothers. They are the fucking worst case scenario of, like, they're removing all the Adult Swim stuff. Now, they're not removing it from your libraries right now, but, like, they could. If they really wanted to. There's a reason why, like, people can't re-download PT, right? And not to bring back that, because I think that was its own unique circumstances, but it's only going to get worse. So if you like a movie, video games unfortunately do not live in that realm because of updates and stuff. But Nintendo, for the most part, like, the base game that comes on a cartridge is playable. It is not a buggy mess to the, like, point where you can't play it. Some of them don't even update when I try to play them. They're fine right out of the box. But all your discs are not going to play the game you think it's going to play. And it's unfortunate. But if you love stuff like movies and television stuff, you should try to find that stuff physical, because it's only going to get worse, especially with all the consolidation going on. Because it's worth nothing to the people buying it. Because, so, for example, Disney owns Tron, and yeah, there's been some Tron stuff, but they stopped pushing for Tron, and they stopped pushing for a lot of things that they own all the rights to when they got Marvel and when they got Star Wars. So it's like, even if it's something that isn't going away necessarily, like, they don't see any value in it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very paranoid about that type of stuff, because, like, the worst thing that could possibly happen to me is losing music. But it's a big conversation right now of the paying what it's worth. And I think that's one thing that Nintendo can kind of stand on too, is that for the most part, their games are worth what they retain their value for a reason. And it's not because they're hard to find. It's because they're decent quality games right out of the box. This is a way bigger conversation I think we're going to solve on this podcast, but it's just, there's a lot of thoughts. Maybe I'll write something about it. I think we're going to be going down a worse and worse path as the years go by.
I mean, I understand all of those concerns. I absolutely do. I just don't worry myself too much with a lot of it, because it's like, yeah, I'm all digital. I buy everything digital. If it all disappeared, that would suck. I'd be upset. I'd be mad. I don't expect that to happen. Like, I'm sure there are some things that will go away. But, like, I don't know, man. There's just almost too much entertainment that, like, I could just watch something else, or I could do something else. Like, it's just, like I said, I'm not, like, shooting down what other people are concerned about. I just don't worry about it as much. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy 400. Sure, but I'm also not going to go out and buy 400 discs. I'm just not going to do that.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you love something or like it a lot, right, then maybe you start looking into preserving that in some way.
Sure.
I'm irritated because I'm a big Godzilla fan. The Monarch series, not available. Like, physically. It's only streaming. And it's like, well, this is a part of the story, and I'll be able to revisit every other part, but this part here. For some fucking reason, you're not putting it on Blu-ray or DVD. That's weird to me.
No, 100% it's weird. And that's one of those situations where I would find a way to archive it in a digital fashion that I could watch on like a server. Like I did that with my Transformers episodes, because you can't buy those. Like the original seasons of the Transformers animated cartoon.
Yeah, you have to get them on DVD.
You have to get them on DVD. So I took my DVD, like I bought the DVDs, but I took them and I ripped them onto a hard drive so that I could watch them over a Plex server.
Nice.
I mean, that's what I do with the stuff. But like, the thing is I'm not a person that's going to do that to circumvent the money. Like, if it's available to buy, I will pay for it. So if the Transformers thing was available to buy, I would pay for it. I would probably buy it because running a Plex server is kind of inconvenient. So I'm just more about convenience. And I guess I always accept, like, when I buy a digital movie that, like, I don't feel the need to say I own something. That's, like, just not part of my personality. So, like, I feel like if I paid $5 for a movie and it somehow disappears from my library in 10 years, oh, well, that was a good rental. You know, like
it's not even it's not though. You're seeing this as like in huge amounts of digital content. Like, is everything we're saving? I mean, that's arguable anyways. To physical media, is everything we're saving? I mean, literally, that was the way our conversation. It's kind of funny that we're wrapping around to this at the end of the podcast, because the whole first part was me complaining about plumbers don't wear ties, but like, people had backed that up digitally. I'm not asking for everything to be perfect. I'm just saying, like, to me, we are like, the less it's in your hands, the bigger the problem becomes, because these corporate entities aren't your friends. They do not give a shit.
No. Well, and not to mention, and I understand why, looking across the industry, it's very obvious as to why, but none of the shit got cheaper. So as soon as my ownership stake in any of this stuff that I buy went away, none of it got cheaper. It all stayed the same price. So 10 years ago, maybe, I would pay $60 for a game, and if I want to break out my Xbox 360, I can boot it up and I can play it. Now, I buy something digitally, guess what? It's the same fucking price, and there's no guarantee I'm going to be able to play it in 5 years.
That's the case with some media for sure, but like with movies, for me, like I just wait till they're $5 and then I buy them.
Yeah, but like that's kind of, those movies do stick around, right? Because they can sell them for $5.
Some of them, yeah, but like,
you know what I mean.
With video games, like PC is a completely different beast because they can do that with PC games. Right. Ryan's right about console games. That shit stays stupid expensive digital.
Well, that's the reason why I buy physical, because they still require shelf space, so they get clearanced out.
And also, to be fair, PC doesn't have physical, really. So
no, not anymore.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Yeah.
But they got rid of physical
depending on where you buy them from. So even if it's not physical, if I buy a game, if I go online right now and buy a game on GOG, I own that game. I get the executable. I own that game.
Executable.
Yeah, that's whatever. It would fucking. Is there a Z in there somewhere too?
I thought you were referring to it as like a CEO. Like this game is executable.
No. Let's all just laugh at Ken for being a nerd. Ha, nerd.
Did you just talk about Godzilla? Eat my ass.
I can't hear that. I can't hear that without thinking of the Homestar Runner, the Homestar Runner skit where Strongbad says, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Did you just say doing?" And he says, "No, doing." And he says, "Oh, well, you spelled it the same."
Oh, but you can tell we're almost 3 hours into the show. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
All right. No, we could do a whole show on digital versus physical at 100%. It's a wild situation. It's the Wild West out there. If you're going to go digital, I'm just going to suggest you don't expect that you own that forever. Like that, you just got to accept that. That's just that is what it is. And if you don't want to do that, buy it on a disc. Like, there's nothing wrong with options. Anyway, I think we're good. I think that was good. If you want to send us emails for thought-provoking conversation, if you made it this goddamn far, it's podcast@ztgd.com. You can tweet at us at ZTGD Radio on the Twitter, the Twix, whatever you want to call it. Phoenix Downs rocking the Greedfall. That should be wrapping up, I assume, relatively soon. I think like 4 episodes in. So Drew's got to get that crunch in because he's only got like a few more weeks left of normal life. But that's pretty much it. That's all I got for this week. So unless anybody has anything else, we can get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty, and it goes something like this.